Monkey's here. Monkey see, monkey do. How's everybody doing? Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. We're back. We're back. We're back. Let's turn the music down. Oh my goodness, it's good to be back. After a week off, we are here. We are here doing what we were meant to do. Stream. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Hello, everybody. Let me say hello to the members real quick. What is up, Soul, Maxwell, ZJ13, Goat, David. Say hello to our mod for the day, John Op Editing. Dude, I don't know why the usernames are all messed up. I gotta figure some stuff out. And Procrastinators, how's it going? Time Master, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. And let me say hello to everybody else. Homer Simpson fan, good to see you. Maxwell, how's it going? Bradley, Tomas, Elijah, Connor, Guts the Ghost, Hector. I apologize that I'm reading your username. That's probably not meant to be read, but that's what we got. Hey, guys, we got a big day today. We got a lot on the agenda. I'm really excited to talk about a whole lot of things. I've watched a lot of things. Awesome, Adam, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it is true. It is true. I have watched, how do you pronounce it? Pluribus? Pluribus? Before Better Call Saul. But we'll get into it in a second. I've watched that. I caught up with all of the Chair Company last night, so I have shit to talk about there. We're going to talk a little bit about I Love LA, Unsubscribed. Now that's funny. We're going to talk a little bit about I Love LA. We're going to talk to Baron Ryan. We have an interview today. Baron Ryan, very talented writer and director and influencer who, has been a friend of mine for a little bit now. And I just was on a retreat with him to celebrate his upcoming film, Two Sleepy People. And we're going to have him on to chat a little bit about the film, a little bit about the internet, making movies, writing books. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to play a little bit of Cine 2 Nerdle, and we're going to talk about Happiness, the movie, not the emotion. We're going to talk about the 1998 Todd Solondz film Happiness, which we are going to talk about. I guess that's what I'll say about that for now. What a movie. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think anyone said a single thing about my Duff mug that I'm drinking out of, but I got this at Universal. It's a Duff mug that I got from Moe's Tavern. Pretty good. But yeah, it's good to be back. It is going to be a little bit of a packed stream. I'm not going to lie. We're going to try and keep it under 3 hours too. That's the craziest part about the whole thing. So yeah, we're here. Love Simpsons. Yeah, we all love The Simpsons. Hey, has anyone played the new Simpsons Fortnite season? Because it goes pretty crazy. I can't remember what's happened since the last stream. Did the World Series happen? Because that was an incredible moment. You don't even have to give a shit about sports to know that was a good game. That was a pretty amazing time. And I was rooting for LA, which maybe that's, the touchy subject right here, but like that was it was an electric moment for me. I was having a really good time. What sport is that? Come on, man. The Blue Jays, so I was rooting for LA, right? I do have to admit, the Blue Jays were playing some really good baseball. They are a good baseball team, and were clearly the better team throughout the entire series. I think we can all agree on that. And I think we can all agree like the Dodgers, like, yes, the thing is, I have two thoughts on this, and I think I mentioned this in the last stream. You cannot say the Dodgers are ruining baseball when that was like the most entertaining World Series in the world. That was like, it went all the way to Game 7. If they're ruining baseball, it was pretty fucking close. That said, it felt like no matter what the Blue Jays did, they kind of choked that last game. I'm not going to lie. We're not going to talk too much about baseball here. I'm not going to, but I just think that it was, I'm really happy about it. I think it was a really good game. Give me all your criterions. No. Happiness is a horror film. Happiness was probably more, we'll talk about it in a second. I was going to say it was probably more horrifying than anything we watched in October. But that's not to say it wasn't weirdly funny. I was laughing the whole, like, most of that movie. So we're going to talk about that in a second. It's a really ridiculous film. Pick up any criterions from the recent sales? I did not. No, I did not. Why did you make us watch Happiness, man? Listen, you cannot be putting this on me. The community voted for it, okay? The community literally voted for that movie. It was not me. I put it down because it's a movie that, like, everyone should watch at least once in their life. I would argue it's probably the essential Todd Solondz film. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, by the way. That sounds wrong. But I would argue that's his, like, masterpiece. I would argue it's paved the way for a lot of movies that we get today. Like, it's aged really well. Bear, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the community. Good to have you here. Thank you for that. But no one should ever watch that thing, man. Listen, I think we just need to open our eyes a bit. I think it's a pretty I think it's a pretty ugly movie in all the right ways. 5 stars is crazy work, Karsten. Wait, listen, we're not starting the happiness conversation just yet. It's going to be one of our most interesting film discussions. But I need to. You guys are gonna make me lose my mind before we're even getting into it. So, what did you think of Die My Love? Die My Love also came out. Okay, yeah. So, okay, before I get into that, but semi-related, I've been trying to think of like some interesting like ideas we could do for stream, and I thought of maybe, and this is not every stream because it wouldn't make sense for every stream, but maybe we run down everything that's out right now because it's quite frankly jam-packed, and we just prioritize. We make a list prioritizing what is worth watching right now, because I think that's interesting. I think it's helpful. And while I haven't seen everything out right now, I haven't seen The Running Man quite yet. It'd be fun to just kind of like, put it all in order. I don't know. We'll get to that in a second. But Die My Love is it's fantastic. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I saw it all the way back at Cannes, not to brag, and it was, a really intense experience. I thought it was fantastic. I thought, it had some of the most visceral depictions of love and violence and aggression on screen, and like kind of mania. Is that crazy to say? Like, it was just it kind of put the feeling of being in that relationship on screen, and it doesn't make for a very enjoyable watch, but damn was it intense. It's a very raw movie. And a lot of that's thanks to the performances, which I can I just say, now that it's out, everyone was calling me crazy for putting Jennifer Lawrence in like my best actress thing. But now that more of you have seen it, can we get on the same page about that? Can we say maybe she's on the outskirts? I know that the best actress race, maybe it's a little crowded right now, but I feel like Jennifer, I feel like we can make some room. Walter. I had everything mixed up. I thought Dwayne would be a bigger thing, and then that kind of fell apart. But Jennifer Lawrence, I feel like I wasn't pushing enough. I think there's something there. I think I can see her squeaking in there in the end. What did you take off the top 100 for happiness? I might be too embarrassed to say it out loud because there's a couple ones I might add it back in. I took out Kurosawa's Ran to make room for happiness, and like I know that was a bad idea. That was probably a fucked up thing to do. I was just like, I got like 4 other Kurosawas in there, so let me just make some room for happiness. In retrospect, that's probably the wrong one to take out, and I'll admit to that. Okay, like I was just kind of riding the high of the night, but I'm gonna put it back in there. I'm gonna take something else out. But happiness was I thought it was pretty great, man. I thought it was a really amazing movie. So. Insane behavior. Well, that was a fun stream. Damn, listen, we're just warming up a little bit. We're just warming up. The lead just died, bro. That was like the day after I did that. So like, don't even come at me with that stuff. And first of all, rest in peace. One of the best to ever do it. Having just watched Yojimbo, he's fantastic in Yojimbo. I was not aware he was in oh my god, what's it called? The like 4-hour one that's like a bunch of horror short stories. I'm completely blanking on the name of it. Quaidon. I didn't know he was in that. Will you be watching the new Stranger Things? Yes. I'll always watch it. We've been over this before. I'll always watch it. Doesn't matter how much I don't care and how much half the actors in that show are apparently horrible people. But the other half are chill. The other half are fans of the channel, so can't say that. Watching Eddington right now, not gonna lie, it's dog shit. I think you might enjoy it more if you didn't have the stream going at the same time. So I'm gonna say turn the stream off and lock in. You might enjoy it a bit more. Did you know he's in Harakiri? I think I did. Yeah, I don't remember him in Harakiri. Harakiri was such a crazy experience. Um, my friends and I, it was like a running joke for not a joke, but like it took us like I was in a group chat of people that were like trying to watch that movie for like 2 years, and like every time we tried to like organize it, it fell apart. And then like there was so much build up to watching Harakiri, and then we all sat down on like a Saturday afternoon at like 1 p.m. in just like silence and watch, and it was a really kind of incredible experience because it's kind of a heavy movie, and yeah, it felt surreal to finally experience it. But that said, it was a bit much for a first watch, so I can't really recall that much. Heard some rumors about Ari Aster making an Eddington 2. Sounds legit. If Eddington wasn't like 160 minutes, I think I'd rate it higher. I could get down with that. I'm an Eddington defender, but like that's something I could get. So like Eddington, real quick, I've never rewatched an Ari Aster movie. I think I've talked about this before. His movies I, deeply admire. I think all of them are really great. But I've never had the urge to rewatch any of them. Eddington was the first one that I went to see again, and it wasn't any easier the second time. It was just as much of a drag in the parts that I remember being a drag. It was just as unenjoyable and dry. And it was a tough one, man. It's still a tough one on a rewatch. But that said, like all of his movies, after like a month after watching them, I'm always like still thinking about them all the time. And I think there's something it's different to I've had that experience with other movies where with some distance I think they're better than they actually are, and then I rewatch them and then they're not good at all. Like Enter the Void. I always thought that was like one of the best movies I'd ever seen, and then when I rewatched it I was like, oh, this is not that good. But like Ari Aster, it's the same thing every time. There's something he puts in those movies. I don't know what it is, but they really stick with you. And the way Eddington has just kept coming up in my mind this year, and the way it's not only continued to prove itself as a pretty relevant film, but also just how all of the issues I had with it as far as like pacing and stuff, I end up kind of appreciating about it with time and with some distance. Like I don't know. I think it's one of my favorites of the year. I think it's been creeping up the list very slowly. It's still an easier watch than Happiness. There's no doubt. Like that's the thing though. Like dude, we'll talk about it. I'm not gonna have the conversation about Happiness quite yet. I have so much shit to say about Happiness. How is Faces of Death, the new one? I don't know how much I can say about it, to be honest with you. So I don't know if I'm going to actually answer that question. I don't think I can talk about it. So yeah, I please understand. You should redo some of your old lists on stream. What kind of lists are you talking about? Like ranked lists? I do want to the Scorsese rank what do we call it? Redux remaster is coming eventually. I'm going to do that video. I've decided. I'm going to do that video, and I'm going to actually complete the filmography this time and watch Kundun and New York, New York, and probably not the documentaries, but like I'm going to redo that video because I have many updated thoughts. The Ghibli video is just a tragedy. It has nothing to do with anything other than Studio Ghibli didn't want that video on the internet, and I got a copyright strike for it. And so that video will probably not be going back up. But I've been considering maybe putting it on like Patreon or Vimeo. I don't know like what the copyright rules are over there. But yeah. You have such great documentary takes though. I can't This community has done so much damage to my brain. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but because I don't talk about docs that often. Though I will say the docs that I love are I feel very passionate about those. Like Grizzly Man, come on. What are your thoughts on Gummo? I think it's a really beautiful movie. I think it's a really funny and beautifully shot and weirdly tender movie that has just has aged really well. I honestly, I'm not gonna say it's the same as like Happiness. I wouldn't call Happiness a beautiful movie. It's literally, but like both movies I think are unenjoyable and really vile in a way that's completely intentional. Like there's a difference between like not liking a movie because you didn't enjoy watching it and not liking a movie because it was like a bad movie. I think both of them are masterpieces. But I wasn't going to lean too deep into that comparison because I think they're completely different. Thoughts on Pulse? You didn't include it in the one I watched this month. I didn't include it because I watched it the day I was putting that video out or finishing that. So like sometimes they trickle over. I really liked it though. I don't think I liked it as much as Cure or even Cloud. Like it's not my favorite Kiyoshi Kurosawa, but it's like, and it has a lot. I'm starting to realize he has a lot of things that he does in every movie. Like he loves his plastic flaps. He loves his dark rooms, his abandoned like warehouses and office. Like he loves all these like same locations, and he does really know how to scare you. But I gotta be completely honest. I was a little lost while watching Pulse. I was a little like trying to piece it together, which is something that like breaks the illusion of his work. And I also thought the ending, if you know what I'm talking about, was like very odd and kind of completely unnecessary, but maybe that's just me. It might be like something I need to rewatch and think on some more. But I mean, as far as like I think he's done technology horror in more interesting and eerie ways, especially in Cloud. Honestly, I think he makes it a lot more. I mean, Cloud's just a lot more modern, so no wonder it resonated more. But I mean, I liked it still. I really liked it. What's your biggest guilty pleasure movies? I don't know. That's a tough question because I'll be quick to just like I like the stuff that people would typically call guilty pleasures, like Smiley Face and shit. I'm like, I think it's just and like Surf's Up. I'm like, those are great movies. Like it sounds like a joke. You gotta cut with the happiness stuff. But like, I don't know what's like I don't know what a truly. Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I am a guilty pleasure does not exist kind of fella. Like, I don't know. I got to think on that. I've never really thought of that. Babylon's not a guilty pleasure. That's the thing. It's not. The internet needs to know how you watched Happiness. It's on YouTube. Multiple versions of it are on YouTube. Like, they're all in terrible quality. I watched it in 480p. I'll admit to that. But I will also admit, I'm going to piss you guys off even more. I bought the 4K right after because I was like, well, I need to see this in 4K. Because honestly, the production design and the cinematography in it is pretty stunning. So I was like, I'd love to actually see what this looks like in 4K. Maybe that's why you liked it. You're saying that's because like I didn't see things clear enough? I think 480p is rough for sure. I've only done that with like 2 movies, and it's this and The Heartbreak Kid, Elaine May, which is also one I watched on YouTube in horrible quality. It adds something to it though. It makes it feel like there's like it's something you're not supposed to be watching. What is wrong with you? I don't know, man. What's wrong with you? You're just not on the same wavelength. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong. Clue review. Clue's one of the greats. Clue's one of the great comedy, mystery. I was going to say horror, not really horror. It's a good time. One of the great board game movies. Thoughts on Breathless? I think we both didn't like it as much as most. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it the first time I watched it, but I'll also admit to maybe just like not really understanding the full context and weight of why that film is so groundbreaking at the time. My reasons were so dumb. It was like I all my reasons for not liking it are more directed at like the amount of films and film students who try to like copy it, which is like a dumb reason to not like that movie. Especially after watching Linklater's new film, I was like, I need to rewatch this thing because I think there's like a lot about it that I actually probably would love. Are you going to buy more Criterion? Of course. I've been meaning to maybe like dip my toes into some more physical media collecting, I should say. Like I used to like brush it off, and because I was always like, I have other things I like to spend my money on in life. Like it's not a hobby I feel particularly passionate about. But I don't know, some reason recently I've been like, it'd be nice to just like I'm getting to the point where there's certainly a lot that I haven't seen that I own, but it would be nice to have a larger library. It's my favorite when trying to figure out what to watch that night, I go and like I go through what I own in person physically. I mean, that's favorite thing to spend money on. It's a good question. Probably traveling, right? Like going on a trip, traveling, that's a purchase you never really regret. I mean, I hate how much flights cost, but like it's like if I would rather, if I look at it like this, like a $400 purchase, I could either I've never spent $400 on Criterions. What am I saying? But like if I spend like $100 on a Criterion collection on a sale, I'm like, well, that's $100 I could have saved for a trip to Vancouver or something. I've never dropped $400 on Criterion. I think the most I've ever dropped in one Criterion purchase is like probably like $100. I'm not that guy. Benny Safdie is Bowser Jr. You're right. Okay, listen, I need to set up this interview. We're going to have him on in about 3 minutes here. So give me a second while I set this up. But again, today we're going to be talking to Baron Ryan, who is a very talented author and filmmaker, writer, creator, who I'm very excited to talk to about his movie. But give me 1 second while I set this up. Okay. He's taking a second, so we're just gonna hang out in this room. Wait, can you guys hear me? Let me just double check. Can everybody hear me? Is it good? We did not already discuss happiness, although it has been like talked about, but we haven't gotten into the proper discussion. You can hear me. Okay, amazing. Okay, perfect timing. He's here. All right, everybody act cool. Everybody act natural. Yo.
Hey, how's it going, man?
You're sideways. I'm sure you. I don't know if you. Okay, there we go. I also cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
No.
What about now?
No, nothing.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Nothing? Testing
No,
1, 2, 3.
I can't hear you. I mean, this looks better, but I can't.
Okay. That's weird.
It could be me. Wait a second. Oh my God. Wait a second. It's. Wait, can you say something?
Yeah, testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, it was fully myself. Okay. Never mind. Okay.
What about now? I have my headphones on. Is that better?
Yeah, no, this is good. It's
Okay,
perfect.
yeah.
Also, I'm sure yeah, we're live right now, so we got the chat to the right.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, this is Bear and Ryan. For people that don't know, would you like to? I told them a little bit about the film, Two Sleepy People, which comes out this week. But I haven't really told them about the entire, the backstory with it, which is like really fascinating and perhaps the most exciting part. So, do you want to tell them a little bit about the film and the release?
Yeah, sure. I so the backstory is I was my f- I- like I have some friends and they run something called Creator Camp, and they used to run these creative retreats for people who make stuff on the internet. And about a few months ago, like 8 months ago or something, they asked me if I would like to make a movie in 3 months
Mm-hmm.
for $100,000. And it was kind of insane, and I really should have said no if I was smart, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be fun, and it was a lot of fun, but it sounded like a really cool experiment. So I just said, screw it, let's run it. And we wrote it, filmed it, edited, scored it, the whole thing in 3 months. And we screened it at a premiere in Austin to like 1,200 people. And then it was really well received. And like a week later, I heard that 5 couples broke up after this premiere. That was like the big news. The
Yeah.
big headline was like, oh wow, all these couples are just breaking up after watching this movie.
Yeah.
And they like half thought, oh, what if our marketing campaign was like can your relationship survive this movie? And that was a little weird, but
I didn't
yeah,
realize you like told me about this, and then when I went to log it on Letterboxd, I saw like on the poster it said that, and they really ran with that idea.
yeah,
But
it gets a lot of attention, like when you say
mhm,
that, and because it is true, like that actually did happen that we know of. So we don't
mhm,
even know the couples that broke up as a
right,
result. But I think I don't know. My best explanation for why they broke up is that there is an anxious and an avoidant attachment style at play on the screen.
mhm,
And that is a very common dynamic in relationships. So when you see it on screen like that, kind of in public, it's confronting because you're seeing it with the eyes of the public. Whereas when you have that dynamic just in like the walls of your apartment, it's a lot harder to see that that's toxic, or it's a
mhm,
lot harder to see that that's not normal.
yeah.
And so I think that's what happened. I think that's my best guess.
I also think it's part of it has to do with you. I feel like pay a lot of attention to the realism of these situations in the film. I mean, like you pull a lot from personal experience, so it feels very real. And like seeing, I guess, like seeing someone break up with someone in such a realistic way, and seeing it in like the context of a movie where I mean, it's movies. They're kind of like built so that it ends positively. I feel like there's something in like the closest thing I can relate to this is when I was in like middle school, there was an episode of Regular Show where Mordecai is like asks one of the other birds out or something. He like builds up the courage to like ask her out and get out of the friend zone, and that episode inspired me to ask someone out because I was like, well, it worked out for him, and like it's like there's something about like watching it on screen where you're like, this is like okay, now that I see it in practice, I just follow that and it will work. And
Yeah,
it
it's
did
like a
not
rehearsal.
it did not work for me. And so yeah, like
Uh,
I would imagine uh like watching a breakup done so. I mean, it's not like it all goes down easy in the film, but like just to see it on screen, I feel like is sort of comforting.
actually a really good point, honestly. I've never even thought of that. I've never considered that that was probably why a lot of it happened. A lot of the breakups were probably bubbling
Yeah.
like way before the movie.
Hmm.
And so when they watched it, it was kind of like, hey, this is how it's probably going to go down, or this. There is some,
Right.
yeah. I heard like so yeah, whenever I'm with like a true crime fan, I'm always asking them, and they're usually a girl, and I'm always asking her like, why? What's the true crime fascination with? Well, why are women so like obsessed with true crime? And the one explanation I got sounded good, which was that they're like you're constantly fearing this in
Hmm.
real life happening to you, so that when you see it out played out on screen,
Hmm.
there's some catharsis to that.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's not just in my imagination. Like when you see it happen, yes, I'm terrified of it, but I would rather it be out there than in my imagination, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from your perspective as like the writer, does it like do you get anything out of like putting it out there? I mean, like as far because I know, I mean, like moving forward in your life, do you feel like you? I mean, this is kind of a dumb question. Did you feel like you like grew
Yeah.
from the experience? I mean,
100%, dude.
okay.
I think it was because it was written so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a whole lot of consideration as to what things meant to that detail. A lot of it
Mm-hmm.
was just how does it work in the movie? How does it work in the story?
Right.
And then you kind of look back on it personally and think, oh, what did that mean when I wrote that? Like, what did I? And in hindsight, it was incredibly healing. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
healing for the breakup. It was healing to talk about it and work through it on script with me and my parents, like all that shit that goes on. I don't know, like there was something extremely therapeutic about it that therapy couldn't quite solve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a great message. I would never say don't go to therapy, make art instead. But it really worked for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just when you put it out on paper, you understand it more.
I mean, I'm also,
Mm.
it doesn't even feel like it's fully over yet in a way. I can't really like speak on this because I haven't, distributed a film and like shown it to a bunch of strangers, but I'm like, how has that been, like putting something like this out there? I mean, we know how people have reacted, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm really hoping my ex doesn't see it. That's my biggest hope. I think she will,
yeah,
but that's just going to be really confronting to me.
hmm
Because, a lot of that stuff really went down kind of the way you see it,
hmm
which is why it feels so real because a lot of it's not fake or a lot of it's not made up rather.
yeah,
And so I don't know. I've had like after this whole experience, I don't want to do anything personal again.
right,
I feel like I want to just make an impersonal comedy or a sci-fi or something. Because
yeah,
I feel like a sociopath in a way. Like, gee, like what the hell was that? I made a movie about the breakup. That's insane. This is an insane breach of privacy, but no one knows who my ex is or anything. Like no names are mentioned,
right.
obviously. It's fine, but it feels like I told on myself
Mm.
in a weird way. Yeah.
I feel
Weird.
like I do have to say though, like you have a very interesting directing career already, because I feel like a lot of directors kind of chip away to get to like the most vulnerable and transparent uh, work that they can get, but it like takes a few films to get there, whereas you kind of just plunged right in and can kind of back up a bit now. And I mean, that's
Yeah.
I think it's a feat in some ways.
I don't know. I feel like you could also relate to this because you just made your short film,
Yeah,
your proof of
yeah,
concept. And so I don't think like yes, it was a learning curve probably, but not really, right? Like you
hmm
kind of knew what you were doing.
yeah, yeah,
There's something weird about that. Like if you like movies enough, you just kind of already know.
right,
It's
right.
I can't explain that. Like, but there is like this weird intuition that you have because
hmm
you've watched so many movies. You know how this goes.
right. Um,
Yeah.
I'm realizing now, we haven't actually like, said what the movie's about or like what the synopsis. Someone in
Yeah.
chat asked what movie we're even talking about. It's Two Sleepy People. That's the title. Do
Yeah.
you have a cleaner log line than I do?
Yeah. It's about these two coworkers who are stuck in the same dream every night,
hmm
and they don't know that they're dreaming about each other. He
hmm
thinks he's just dreaming about her. She thinks she's just dreaming about him. And in reality, they're in the same one.
hmm
And they barely know each other in real life. And yet in the dream, they're married.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of drama because he's actually married in real life.
Right.
So
No.
there's a problem right away.
Yeah. It's super interesting. I remember I talked to you before actually watching the film and kind of like went in with a lot of, I mean, I went in with assumptions based on like the stuff you make on Instagram and whatnot. Like I know I'm familiar with your work, but and I kind of expected this very conversation driven, like before sunrise Woody Allen adjacent style, which that's certainly there, but I feel like there's also a lot of well, obviously there's Punch Drunk Love, there's a lot of Lynch. I'm curious like where, in your own words, like what some of the biggest influences are, and what the reason for pulling from those came from.
Yeah, honestly, you named a few. Like Punch Drunk Love was definitely a big inspiration.
Mhm.
I was always inspired by Woody Allen movies, but I don't think that I took inspiration from that style necessarily for
Mm.
this one. I think it was a lot more um, surreal. Charlie Kaufman meets
Mhm.
Punch Drunk Love type
Yeah.
of vibe. That's what I was going for. I don't know if it hit it, but I think that's just how it goes, where like you try and go for one style and it ends up being something else, and that's just your style now.
Right, right.
That's fun. But yeah, those are the big inspirations.
Yeah. I'm curious,
Mm.
if people didn't know, you've also written a book before this, and I'm wondering what some of the biggest are there. obviously there's like differences, but are there ways in which like writing the book and writing a movie, specifically in such a, I'd imagine like the book, it took you a lot longer and you actually spent a lot more time kind of carefully putting it together, whereas I wasn't aware you wrote this movie in that 3-month period. I assumed like you had the script sitting around and like you just had the opportunity to jump into something, but you wrote it somewhere in there too.
Yeah. So the I had the idea
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, but by the time we started writing, me and my co-writer, it was just nothing like the original idea,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it was there. So when you sort of stew on something for a long time, even if you're not writing it, the
Yeah.
writing process can go really quick,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like. Because I just been stewing on it for at least that would have been at least 10 months at that point.
Right.
I was just sitting, and then when it's ready to hatch, it can hatch quick. And when you're writing with a co-writer too, it can happen really quick because
Right.
you're just going back and forth. It's more like a conversation. This, then that, then this, then that.
Right.
Um, Writing the book is a lot. It's like a marathon. I mean, I like to put the analogy this way: writing a movie is like recalling a dream.
Mm.
And writing a book is like you're coming up with a dream. It's a lot harder, I think, to write the book because you just have so much runway to cover. And in the movie, it does feel like you thought of it first and then you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with a book, it feels like you're kind of thinking about it as you're writing it. You don't know what it's going to be yet. You got to like let it unfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking a bit more practically about like putting the movie together. I talked to Ethan, the cinematographer, a little bit about what you guys did for shot listing for something like this that's like so tightly scheduled and so run and gun. I'm curious, in your words, like what it was like kind of putting the shoot together, like for something so quickly. Like, was there a lot of shot listing? Was there a lot of improv on set?
Yeah, so this is the learning curve came quick with this. There was a
Mhm.
lot of shot listing, and then that all went out the window like day one. We're like, oh, the shot list is literally pointless and useless
Yeah.
because here's what we found.
Right.
Um, when you're sort of making stuff for the internet, you just kind of figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
And when you're doing stuff with others in like a film setting,
Hmm.
I had all these shots planned out in my head, but I didn't have the technical knowledge
Hmm.
to do those shots. So I had a 360 shot, and this gaffer was like, "What are you talking about? 360 shots?" They're like, "You realize how hard that is to do? Like, you need a sound stage to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, we cannot do a 360. You're thinking of you doing a Euphoria shot."
Right. Right.
And so right away, I just realized, like, oh, yeah, we can't. The shot list is limited by what you can light and how you can light it. And
Yeah.
the more movement you have, the more you sacrifice lighting. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
found right away. So right away, it's like, okay, shot list is useless. By the third day, put the camera on sticks and try to fill the performance.
Hmm.
Try to energize it with the performance and maybe with set design
Hmm.
instead of relying too much on the camera movement. Like that's kind of what we learned right away. We're
Right.
like, we're not going to get through this if we keep the original shot list.
Hmm.
So no shot list. Also no gaffer. Fire the gaffer like first week.
Well, it looks great. Didn't need him. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. We could have used a good one, but
Yeah.
this person was so difficult to work with. Like it was so strange because like it literally got to a point where we were working around not pissing off the gaffer.
That's
That
the
makes
most
no
important
sense.
guy. I mean, you got to please
I
him at
know,
the end
I
of the
know.
day. Yeah.
I don't think I can say that because I don't think they're credited because I think they only worked for like 4 days. So
Okay. Okay.
I feel
That's
like it's
funny.
fine.
Someone asked where we can watch it, which is a pretty interesting question. I don't know if you want to tell them about it. There's a reason we're doing this interview
Yeah,
today.
yeah. So the movie releases November 14, across 30 theaters
Mm-hmm.
in many cities across the US. Not all cities, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason for that is when you're a Hollywood distribution company, you have all this marketing budget, and theaters are like, oh, if you have $20 million to spend on marketing, people will probably go and see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll play it in our theater for like 5 weeks or whatever. And then the movie company can say, playing everywhere, um, November 14. The reason we can't say that, playing everywhere November 14, is because we have to see how it does on November 14, on like for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And if that sells enough tickets, then we can go to more theaters. And then if that sells enough tickets, we can go to more theaters. So it's really hard to market this thing when you have to say coming to some theaters November 14, and if it does well, more.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
really like that's impossible to market. So the answer is go to the Two Sleepy People website,
Mm-hmm.
twosleepymovie.com, and see if it's playing in a cinema near you, or you can go to Regal, the Regal website, see if it's playing there
Mm-hmm.
in your city. And if it's not playing in your city, pin your city on the map, and that's like
Yeah.
a vote, and
Yeah.
that like helps bring the movie to your city because um, we don't have a budget, but we have attention. We have like a little bit of fandom behind it, and that's kind of what we're supplementing for a budget.
Right. I
Yeah.
was like thinking about this. It's kind of like a concert that's happening in multiple cities on the same night. And it's like if you can fill like a tiny, because movie theaters, it's like those are relatively tiny venues. And it's like, I kind of look at it's like an event that everyone can go to at the same time. I mean, I think it's a really exciting
Yeah.
way of distributing a film. And I can't really think of a lot of
It's
other examples.
no, I mean, I don't think this, I can't think off the top of my head of good examples of this being done before.
Mhm.
This is also sort of the first movie where it's social media creators
Right.
creating a movie that where we're actually trying something. I think there was an era of YouTube movies where it was like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and that some airplane movie, and like it was just they were really bad though, and they were
Yeah.
kind of trying to be bad on purpose. And there was this big goofy comedy, we're not really trying kind of vibe. And I think this one is the first one where it's like we're all from social media and we're actually trying something.
Mhm.
And I think it's actually not that bad. It's actually you'll actually feel something.
I think it's a good
Um,
film. I mean, I
yeah,
it's it you quickly kind of put away the YouTuber influencer aspect of it. Like it just kind of feels real, and that's
yeah.
telling.
I like to embrace it though
Yeah.
with people going in. I like to just say, hey, this news is made by a TikToker. How
Yeah.
about that? Because then people go in with this assumption that it's going to be shit.
Right.
And then you come out really feeling something.
Yeah.
So I like that personally
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, okay, the advantage is on our side if you say we're TikTokers, which is true. We're all
Yeah,
TikTokers.
yeah. Would you ever make a vertical movie? Would you? Is that something you would ever?
Oh no. Oh no, please. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think vertical should belongs in like on this in social media formats. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know about this the Quibi model.
Right. 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 Um. Well, we'll wrap things up here pretty soon.
Cool.
But I wanted to ask a few stupid ones. Are there any movies that you yourself have fallen asleep to? Speaking of two sleepy people. Uh,
I fell asleep to Superman.
oh shit! Okay, the new
Yeah.
one.
And then yeah, and then I woke up. I just thought it was really boring, and I woke up at that scene where Superman's locked in that locker room or that jail with that guy.
Yes.
He looks like this big ancient figure
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna have like this big mysterious aura.
Uh
And
huh.
then he opens his mouth and he's like, I'm gonna turn you into kryptonite or whatever. He just got this weird nerdy voice.
Yeah.
And I was out. I walked out. I'm like, I'm done. I can't.
You walked out of it.
I walked out, yeah.
Oh man. We don't need to unpack this, but that's nice to hear. That's nice. That's really that's nice to hear.
I don't fall asleep in movies ever. That's
Yeah.
really rare.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
I
feel like
do
that's a girlfriend thing.
I fall asleep a lot to these like big budget ones where it feels like they're like trying to throw as much like light and action and energy at you. Like for some reason that puts me to sleep, which is like the opposite of what they're trying to do, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it exhausts your senses so quickly.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you become a tired girlie,
Exactly.
and
We're all
then you need your
tired.
beauty rest right there.
Right, right. Two sleepy girlies. Yeah. I do want to ask. I didn't really like get to talk to you about this at the retreat, but I'm like, what are there any movies right now that you're enjoying? Is there anything you're watching? TV movies like
um,
besides Who Am
I mean,
I?
I really enjoyed one battle. I feel like everyone did. I loved Sinners. I loved Weapons, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to say that movies are dying
Hmm.
when really good movies come out every year like that.
Right.
Um, but just because really good movies come out doesn't necessarily mean they're doing well money wise.
Right.
That's put that out there. But movies and TV shows that I'm watching now that I really like. I mean, I'm rewatching Breaking Bad so that I can see Better Call Saul.
Mm.
Apparently, like I just love the writing, and they've always said writing TV is a writer's medium, and you look at a classic like Breaking Bad, and you're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's confirmed.
Totally.
So I think um, a movie. A movie I saw on the plane that was I thought I just can't get it out of my head. In Bruges.
Yes. Yes. So good. That's also
Oh my
kind of
God.
a writer's movie. Like his stuff is just so screenplay driven. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
of long conversations, but they're like so clever. And
Hmm.
did you think it was funny? I've talked to people about this. How it's like it's got a really dark sense of humor, but it's some people don't think it's funny at all. I'm
No, I thought it was hilarious,
okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
hilarious and morally complicated, and it just stays with you and moving. I mean,
Hmm.
everything about that, they like really hit the right spots.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I also saw recent like this year, Unforgiven.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I actually, that's so funny. I'm just this week writing a video where I talk a little bit about Unforgiven, so it's kind of fresh on the
Really?
mind. But
Dang.
that's one of the great. I mean, we were speaking a little bit about like actors starring in their own movies. I mean, Clint is like
Yeah.
the goat at that. I feel like he's so
Yeah.
great
Oh my
at
God.
you know.
Like it's insane. I mean, so the reason I was really excited to come on your live stream is because my friend back in Missouri, Brandon,
Hmm.
he loves your stuff, and he actually showed me Unforgiven. He introduced it
Okay.
to me, and um my God, I remember watching it and having a discussion with him, and we realized no one is right in that movie.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
No one's right, and that's what's so complicated about it. That's what's so
Yes.
like
It's
it's truly a ceremonious end of the Western, you know?
it debunks
Like
the whole Western America myth. It's like it's just fantastic. Yeah.
I just love how everything you watch these Westerns, especially like Bonanza or something, and they're always just killing the bad guys.
Hmm.
But in Unforgiven, you feel it. It's
It's like
so heavy.
clumsy and it's like nothing really is solved through any of the violence. Like it's not like it makes anything better. It just makes things messier and
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's so good.
It and you can't right a wrong with another wrong. It's like
Right,
the
right.
ult and but I just love how much weight death feels in
Hmm.
that movie. Like, considering like most westerns, you don't feel death at all. You just like, oh, bad guy gone, bad
Right,
guy
right.
gone.
Yeah.
Whew, what a movie, man.
That's incredible. Real just curious, have you seen Banshees of Inisherin? Did you see
I
that?
have. I
Okay.
saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I was just blown away by that.
I feel like that and In Bruges are such nice. It's like a nice pairing because one is like two friends who are slowly like breaking up basically, and then In Bruges are he kind of like is falling back in love with his friend in a way. I mean, it's been a while, so I'm a little foggy on it, but
Yeah.
it's
I it was so hard to recommend that movie,
yeah.
Banshees, because everyone would hear Banshees of Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm not recommending an Ed Sheeran concert, guys. It's a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, that's incredible. Thanks for we'll wrap things up here and I'll let you go. But
Cool.
appreciate you taking the time. If you want to plug anything else about the film before we head out.
Yeah, Two Sleepy People is if it's playing in a theater near you, please go see it. It really helps this whole experiment take place. It really helps it get launched.
Hmm.
And I think the big message I have is that if it's not playing in a theater near you, just go ahead, tag your city. And that actually really does help because basically we take that data, all those cities that people have tagged in, and we just show it to movie theaters. And we're like, hey, 50 people want to see this movie. So it will be, this theater will be filled. And
Hmm.
they're going to bring a friend and they'll talk about it. And it really helps. It doesn't take a whole lot of like people for a theater to say, oh, we'll play your movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So,
Awesome, man.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Best of luck with the week and the release.
Thank you.
It's very
Yeah.
exciting. But yeah, I'll see you soon.
All right, Carson.
All
I
right.
really appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Peace.
See you, man.
All right. All right. That was Baron. Hopefully the transition was smooth. Say love you. Fuck, I didn't say love you. But yeah, that's as you can see, I really wanted to talk to him about this because I think it's a really exciting thing. I think I think this kind of film distribution, I'm not gonna say it's the future, but it's like a really interesting experiment in a time where film distribution and like how theaters function, it's very unpredictable and kind of up in the air. And so I think it's very exciting what they're doing, and I really encourage people to, buy a ticket, go see it if it's playing near you. The information should be on that website that I sent in chat, to sleepymovie.com. He signed off saying semen. That's true. He just may have said that. Yeah. The film, I don't know if it'll, I mean, it's up in the air whether it will come out worldwide, but it'll be online eventually. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Did you move the stream time and then move it back? Yes. I never addressed that. I made these posts that were like, it's going to be at 10 in the morning. And then because that was to work with his schedule. And then he texted me and he's like, actually, I can do one. And I was like, all right, cool. So we just a normal stream. But anyway, that was Baron Ryan. Check out his new movie, Two Sleepy People. Check out his book. Check out his page. He's very, very talented. But we're back. We're back. You lied. I did lie. Ultimately, I did lie. Okay, I want to run down a few of the things I've been watching. Now that we've kind of settled into the stream, I want to touch on a couple of the things that I need to get off my chest. I did start Pluribus. Pluribus. 10 a.m. was wrong. Yes, it was wrong. This is the new Vince Gilligan show that I'm sure all of you have already heard about and maybe watched. Yes, I did watch it before watching Better Call Saul. And I think it's fantastic. I will admit it's taken me a little bit to warm up to it. I think Vince Gilligan, and I can say this about Better Call Saul because I made it that far, his second episodes are always so, like, pretty strange, I feel like, for normal TV. Like, he always sets things off with a bang in the pilots. All of his pilots are just, like, pitch perfect in the script. And then the second episode, it's good. That's not where I'm going with this. But it really, like, slows down and lets you, like, kind of feel out the vibe of the show a bit more. If the pilot's all about, like, setting up the rules in the world, episode 2 is really, like, just letting you ease into it. And that is surely the case with Pluribus. I really like it. And it's got a really fascinating world and a lot of really fascinating characters. I'm, like, struggling to kind of get on board with some of the performances, which are intentionally very off-putting because they're essentially aliens. But I at the moment where we're at right now, I can't really say I have anything to say that hasn't already been said. And by that I mean, obviously, I think the most interesting thing about this is the fact that it's very clearly sort of about AI and living amongst people who are all very on board with AI when you're not. It's kind of, I think it's so, I love how quick to help all of these like alien people are, and how convenient they are, and how tempting their assistance is in the show. I think it's such a, it's not only like it makes for some really like funny moments, like the show has a great sense of humor, but it also just makes for really good drama, surprisingly. It's something where like on paper I don't know if this could like last a show, but I mean it works. It really works, and I have zero clue where it's going, which is always, you know, the best part about a Vince Gilligan show. I've also been watching The Chair Company. Very hard to talk about comedy, I've realized. Like it doesn't make sense to try and explain jokes, but this show is fucking insane. I will say, I was talking to John about this earlier. It is interesting it coming out so soon after Friendship. You could argue it's way too similar to Friendship to kind of like feel like its own thing. Part of that is because it's also directed by Andrew DeYoung for the first 3 episodes. But I would argue if you're on the fence because of that, you should still check it out, because it's incredibly strange. It's very weird. It's very Lynchian. And I don't say that lightly. Like it's truly very bizarre and dark, and I think like I liked Friendship a lot, but you could argue it felt a little bit like one long I think you should leave sketch, which is not, there's not a problem with that, but it might leave a little bit more to be desired. Like I wish there were aspects of it that went a bit deeper, especially with how tragic that main character is. I forget what his name is, but Tim Robinson's character, like he's a really sad guy. And I wish the film like went, this is silly to say about a Tim Robinson thing, but I wish it went deeper with it, because I feel like there's a lot that it has to say about male friendship, frankly. And all that to say, The Chair Company feels like the opportunity he's finally been given to go a little bit deeper without losing sense of his style. And it's disturbing, man. I mean, especially binge watching it all in one sitting, which was I do not recommend doing, because it's a bit much. But it starts to get like less funny and more upsetting, which is not like that's not a critique necessarily. Like I don't need it to always be funny, but it's like his screams and this man's like quickly deteriorating mental state is just like it's upsetting to watch, especially once like his family kind of picks up on what's going on. And so I won't spoil anything, but it's a really fascinating show, and especially after episode 5. If anyone's watched episode 5, you know it's got a really insane final shot that I knew was coming. Like I knew it was, I didn't know what it was. Knew it was coming is crazy to say, first of all. But I knew that it was supposed to be a weird final shot, and then it happened, and I was like, wow, I feel strange now. But yeah, I've been really liking The Chair Company. I also really quickly want to touch on I Love LA, which is the new Rachel Sennett show, which I've only watched the first episode. I haven't watched the second episode yet, but I've seen people shit on this thing left and right. And I don't think it's like the best thing in the world. I'm not going to sit here and act like I Love LA is like the hottest show right now, because it's probably, of all the things that I've been watching, like last place. But I think it's charming for what it is, and I feel like it's actually going to do something interesting with the drama at the center of it, and the way people specifically in LA and specifically in like influencer internet spaces like use each other. I think that's like an interesting premise for a show, and I feel like I'm willing to hear it out. I think it's going to be a pretty good show. Anybody that says it's like cringy or that the dialogue is bad I'm like, well, I hate to be that guy, but that's kind of the point. Like that's kind of how these people talk, and it's meant to be a little silly. So anyway, if you have been steered away from I Love LA, I suggest you steer back in because it's pretty good. Will you buy the Bergman box set? I maybe, man. I mean, it's kind of expensive. Is there a new one? Is that why you bring that up? Do you read books? Listen, I mean, yes, not often, but yes. But not often. Yesterday, every dime I love showing was packed for $5 Tuesday, and I hope people knew what they were getting into. I don't think a lot of people know what they're getting into with that movie. I'm not surprised by the reactions and the D+ cinema score or whatever, but it is kind of funny. I mean, how many... It's not like Jennifer Lawrence has done weird shit. Rob Pattinson, we don't even need to talk about that. But like Jennifer Lawrence, the crowd she draws, it's like they're not necessarily going in expecting that. Like Mother's the only like truly bonkers Jennifer Lawrence movie I can think of before this. So yeah, it's probably fucking some people up because even I'm a Lynn Ramsey head and I knew what I was getting into, and I was still like, that was a bit much. That was a grisly movie. Favorite Lynn Ramsey? That's such a tough. They are all neck and neck. I mean, she's a pretty consistent one. I think it's probably we need to talk about Kevin. But I also really like You Were Never Really Here. I think a lot of people went expecting another Mother. It's actually kind of funny how there are some similarities in some ways. Like I mean, it is very performance driven and pretty I don't know, disturbing, but I think it's disturbing in a way that's not so, and this is what's so great about Lynn Ramsey is like it's not cheap at how it disturbs you. Like all of it is just very kind of under the skin, and it's tiring to watch after a while. But that's like, I think it really gets to the bottom of what an abusive relationship feels like. Do you still like American Beauty? It's been many years, you know, and I'll always appreciate it for what it is. It's probably just like not, it probably just won't do as much for me now as it did in high school. It did a lot for me in high school. I thought it was a really kind of mind-blowing movie, but I don't know, who's to say? I can't really speak on that. It's not one I think about ever, which is not something I ever thought would happen. What did you think about Frankenstein? I liked it, and I feel like now that it's out, I feel a need to defend it, even though I didn't think it was that good. I'm pretty on board with a lot of the critiques. Like, I think the costume drama of the first half, following Frankenstein, is really uninteresting and really tedious. I mean, I don't really care about a lot of the details and the intricacies of what it takes to put together this monster. Like, I didn't really care about a lot of that stuff, and I found it to be a bit of a drag and reminded me a lot of what's it called, Crimson Peak, which is like one of my least favorite Guillermo del Toro movies. I really don't vibe with that. But then like all the stuff with Jacob Elordi is really great, and that's like when I feel like the score really comes alive. That's when I feel like his the use of the wide angle lens really comes alive, which I feel like is so misplaced in the beginning. Like I forget who said it. There was someone, it was some critic who said it just seems like Guillermo del Toro is shooting his movies to show off his production design, and then they still come out ugly. And they also don't really serve the story that well when he does. And it's like, that's a bit harsh, and maybe I'm misquoting, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm like, there's like some cinematography here that's just really not doing the production design service. So I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I think there's a lot to love about the way he, gets you to fall in love, not fall in love, but like feel for the monster, which is every Guillermo del Toro movie. And I think Jacob Elordi delivers a really great performance. But some of the stuff, man, I love Nightmare Alley. Only seen the black and white version. I need to check out the black and white version. I'm a heavy Nightmare Alley defender, as we've talked about so many times, to a point where I have been meaning to maybe like rewatch it and then go deep into a proper video essay all about it, which is like gonna bomb harder than any video I've ever made. Like, no one will watch that, but sometimes those are the ones you just gotta make. David, thank you for the super chat. Your Avatar character ranking and Kylie analyzation are probably your most underrated videos. Love the way you analyze characters. Love from Germany. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. My brain has been wired to think that you were going somewhere negative with that, but thank you for that. That means a lot. Especially because, yeah, I was also a little disappointed with how much those videos underperformed, but I really appreciate that. Thank you. I am planning on seeing Keeper, and yeah, I don't know what to expect going into it. I liked Longlegs, though I found it a little disappointing. The monkey has aged like milk. I don't really think about the monkey, and when I do think about it, I'm like, that was trash. That was not a good. It was a waste of time. Keeper, they are intentionally not letting you know like anything about it, like, which is the Longlegs way. So I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I don't know if it's any good. They're like not letting critics see it, I thought. Yo, Karsten, Nightmare Alley is Del Toro's best film. It's up there. I'm kind of a crazy guy, and I consider Shape of Water to be like what it's all about. But that's I need to like dive into his filmography properly, because I really I'm like not the Del Toro guy. You shouldn't come to me for Del Toro takes. I'll say some crazy shit. I'll upset you. Opinion on Running Man Discourse. It's just disappointing, right? Like, it's just kind of sad. I mean, I don't know what you're referring to specifically, but Edgar Wright used to be the guy, man. We all used to have 5 different Edgar Wright art books on the coffee table, and now what is he doing? Running Man just seems like pretty by the books action, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'll take it. Like, I heard it's a good, decent time, but I kind of expect excellence from this guy at this point. Like, I expect him to like take what he built his career on and like take it even further, but seems like he's kind of phoning it in, which is disappointing. I can't really speak on that, though. I haven't even seen the movie. Tomas, thank you for the what's it called? The membership. Thank you, Tomas. Welcome. Good to have you here. Appreciate it. Heartbreaking to see my goats washed. Is Edgar Wright the most washed of the goats? Like, of the big guys that you know the film community obsesses over, is he like truly the most washed? Because there's washed directors, but they're kind of like Ben washed. Edgar Wright, though, I'm like, no. Ridley Scott, there's something. He is phoning it in. Don't get me wrong. He is certainly phoning it in, but he can make a good ass movie when he feels like it. Wes Anderson, mods, you know what to do. George Miller, no, what? Oh, Ethan Coen is kind of. That's kind of the weekend, or not the weekend. I read the weekend. That's kind of the answer. Because yeah, even though I am a you know, in the minority in thinking Honey Don't wasn't horrible. I thought it wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. Like, even if I think that about Honey Don't, I still am like, what are we doing? Like, what? Can we please do something else? Like, it was when the Honey Don't got announced, and then like the more I read about it, and then it premiered at Cannes, and then you realize it was just Drive-Away Dolls again, I was actually kind of shocked. I was like, he really doubled down. Like, you gotta respect it, but I low-key thought Tarantino was washed after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Might need to rewatch it. Tarantino might be a little washed as, like, a guy, but, like he's doing, like, bad podcasts now. But I have to admit, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is pretty great. He locked in a little bit with that one. Would you consider Spike Lee? No, I'm a Spike Lee highest to lowest defender. Like, I haven't seen the bad Spike Lees that everyone hates, like Old Boy or Chirac. I haven't seen, but I really thought, like, highest to lowest had some really bad. I mean, the jokes write themselves. It had some really low lows and some really high highs. And as like if you want to break it down as like a kind of a love letter to New York in some ways, I thought it was really sweet. I thought it read as very personal for him. That was pretty good. I thought highest to lowest was a good time. I thought A$AP Rocky was great. I thought Denzel was great. Like, what is there to... If you stop watching after the first 30 minutes, then yeah, you'll probably call it like one of the worst things ever, because those first 30 minutes are borderline unwatchable. But what's his best movie? Quentin Tarantino? I've actually, like, so I think it might be either Inglourious Bastards or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. End of sentence. I think it's one of those two for me. I just rewatched Pulp Fiction not too long ago and thought it was fantastic. Still love Pulp Fiction, but I think, like, he really, like, it. He was still... This is crazy to say about Pulp Fiction, but he wasn't even, like, there yet fully with Pulp Fiction. Whereas Inglourious Bastards really feels like he figured it out. And there's, like, a level of confidence to the way he directs that movie that is just so... It goes down so easy. I mean, it's just so simple, but so masterfully done. Yeah, Pulp Fiction is like, you like start to dive a bit deeper, and you're like, we got to give it respect. Like, you got to give it its respect. But he's done better. How was your retreat? My retreat was great. Thank you for asking. It was really lovely. I went to Yosemite, and first time in Yosemite, and felt, quite frankly, kind of surreal. It's a place I've always wanted to go that I didn't think I would go to anytime soon. And then I was kind of last minute invited to this retreat, everything taken care of. And I was like, well, I have to go. I have to do it. I will say, I need to give a quick rant real quick. I'm going to take off the hoodie for this one. The hoodie that I got on the retreat. They had us drive Rivians to the retreat because they were a sponsor of it. And Rivians, if you don't know, are an electric car company. They're basically like electric SUVs, electric pickup trucks. I've never driven an electric car. I was secretly a little excited about it. I was like, okay, I finally get to see what this is like. It had the big, like, touch screen with all the virtual cars and shit. It like looked really nice on the inside. It was a very fancy car. And I got to drive it. It handled okay. But what I will say, the charging process is hell. And I will say, like, not everyone is going to be driving like 6 hours every time they take their car out. Like, this is not going to be the case for every time you use your car. Most people, they're going to have their chargers in the garage, and then they charge it overnight, and then they don't even have to think about charging ever. But if you're on a trip like we were, and like you're in the middle of nowhere, and you go to a charging port, and it just so happens to not work, that's a huge inconvenience. And a lot of these chargers, they don't work, which is just insane. So then you have to go like 20 minutes to another charging port, and then you plug it in, and then it says it's going to take like 8 hours to charge to 70%, not even 100%. And I'm just like, what is the point? Like, I hate to be that guy, but gas does not let you down like that. Like, I love what electric cars are doing for the environment, sure, but damn, dude. I was I was so upset because we were in Yosemite and we were like, it was the end of the day and we were like, oh my God, we could squeeze in a quick sunset trip up to Glacier Point and see the sunset and look over the valley, and it's going to be beautiful. But the only issue is we only have 20% left in our car battery, and so we have to charge it so that we can get back, because it's like an hour drive back and an hour drive up to the point. And we're like driving around the park and we finally find the one Rivian charging station, and it literally says it's going to take 7 hours to get to like 50%. And I was just like, what? Like, so I guess we just can't go see the beautiful park now. I guess we just have to go home. And anyway, I was mad about it. I don't want to knock it too much because I know it's good for the environment, and I think like one day we will get there. But I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not one to get angry quickly when it comes to stuff like that, but I was raging a little bit. And then what else was there? Oh, the whole thing, it was like all touchscreen. That was honestly a bigger inconvenience. The whole thing was touchscreen. If you need to like turn down the music, God forbid you have to turn down the music. You have to like touch something on the touchscreen, and then you have to open up the volume controls, and then you have to scroll down, and like it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. If you're going like 60 miles per hour on the highway and you just have to turn down the music, it's like usually there's a knob and you just... So anyway, I thought they were beautiful cars, and it was a treat to get to drive one. But I think we're heading in a weird direction with at least user interfaces like that. I'm like, that's so much... It's so much more inconvenient, and it's so much more dangerous than just like having buttons which respond immediately. Anyway. Old Man in Cloud. I don't even care. I've embraced it, man. Some shit sucks. Things are getting worse. And if you don't realize that, you're just oblivious. Do you think that David Cronenberg's approach to science fiction is more compelling and distinctive vision compared to Christopher Nolan's? Because that's how I feel. Yeah. I don't even like think of I mean, like David Cronenberg, yeah, he's kind of the science fiction goat. I don't even really look at a lot of what Christopher Nolan does as that. Like I don't think he's even after the same thing. Like I think Christopher Nolan, if he's fascinated with time, and then like how he can use that emotionally in a story. Like that's kind of his... Like David Cronenberg is fascinated with science, point blank, but like Christopher Nolan is more of a psychology guy. I don't know. Would you do another tier list? I do. Yeah, I want to do another tier list. I actually thought about today doing a all Breaking Bad episodes tier list, which is a kind of a daunting task. Like that kind of scares me. That's a lot. But I could do it. I would be able to do it. Who has the best face in cinema? Alain Delon. Simple. Alain Delon. Getting rid of physical tactile buttons is one of the things I'm with the old people on. Me too, man. I love buttons. I really like the touchscreens. They get dirty, and then they don't respond, and you have to like, for the volume thing specifically, it's like you have to put your finger on like a specific part of the screen to turn it down. If you miss it, then you might fuck up the AC, and then what are we doing? Like, I wanted to turn down the volume, and now it's hot in here. How would you rank all the modern classic movies? I believe there was a tier list in the Discord. Oh, I think there was a long time ago. And I was interested in doing that, yes. But now I've lost it. If someone wants to relink it, if you have access to it. I can't list them off the top of my head. Bro is on to absolutely nothing. You just don't get it, man. You're not there yet. You're not there yet. This is actually the only important thing we've talked about today, is the lack of buttons. Favorite movie poster? Of all time, I don't know. But of recently, I can say the new J. Kelly one that dropped recently is very good. I love this new J. Kelly poster. I have it on deck. I literally have it. Look at that. I was prepared for this question. Look at this, man. The only weird thing is that, like, Adam Sandler and George Clooney being, like, same size is interesting. I wouldn't really call it Adam Sandler's movie. But, like, this, it doesn't get much more. It doesn't get much better than this, right? That's a pretty good movie poster. Anyway. I can't believe I had it on deck. Listen to Young Spinach. Come on. Where can I find that? It's by a Polish artist. Of course it is, dude. The Polish poster designers, I forget what, like, the history is there, but, like, Polish posters are so good. They have, like, a really kind of, like, deep history with poster design that I am not smart enough to unpack, but Kinds of Kindness had awesome posters. Yes, the Kinds of Kindness posters. I actually really love the Begonia posters. I think Poor Things might be the only movie of his that kind of dropped the ball with posters. The movie's great. The movie's one of his best, but the posters for it are kind of, they're not up to what I expect from him. Hoping for another great Sandman performance. He's good. I'll say this, like, my girlfriend hates Adam Sandler. Like, really doesn't like Adam Sandler. I think the only reason they came to see that with me was because it was my birthday, and they were like, fine, we'll watch the Adam Sandler Noah Baumbach movie. And they liked it more than I did. They were, like, laughing at Sandler. I was like, look at that. Look at that. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the Sandman's performance, I don't know what does. It was really good. Thoughts on Squid and the Whale? Due for a rewatch. Not one of my favorite Baumbachs. Have you covered Pluribus yet? I did. I talked about it a little bit. I'm really liking it. I think it's really fascinating and surprisingly, I haven't really talked about how slow it is, and I don't mean that as a diss, but it's very slow. Especially next to something like The Chair Company, which is edited so quickly. Like, they don't even, like, let you breathe with some of the jokes. They just, like, cut in and out of scenes, like, honestly, too fast some of the time. But Pluribus, like, really takes its time, which I really appreciate about it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I love the Fabelmans poster. Oh, I gotta stop you right there. That I don't like the Fabelmans poster at all. I mean, maybe there's a better one that you're talking about, but I always thought it kind of looked like a cheesy, like, I don't know, like it just kind of had a generic love the movies vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's like J. Kelly could have looked like that, but instead it's kind of minimalist and surreal and strange. And Rosemary's Baby, that's like one of the best posters. Yes. Angel Studios ass poster. That's exactly. Exactly. I don't mean to dog on, like, if that's your taste, that's your taste. I just remember being like, that's the only thing I don't like about that whole year. They were struggling to figure out the posters because Banshees never got a good poster. Tar was kind of fire, I'm not gonna lie. Avatar Way of the Water never had a great poster. Everything Everywhere had a pretty good one. Get Out. Yeah, Get Out had such a good poster. Worst film poster of all time? That's a tough question because a lot of them are just like generic, like floating heads posters. The Shelby Oaks poster is really good, yes. Shelby Oaks poster is good. I wish the font was a bit different. I could show you. Should I do this? I have the Rancho Mirage poster done. It's done, and it's ready to be shared. I'm very tempted to show it right now because I really like how it turned out. but I don't know if I should share it yet. Oh, that'd be so fun though. Criterion's got the best Blu-ray covers. Sometimes they miss. You know what? I have a bit of a hot take, and I might get yelled at for this one, but I kind of like that one poster for the whale where it's like all his face. People make fun of that poster all of the time, and I totally understand why. But I think it looks cool. I think it's a cool poster. Can you show us one shot from your short? Once it's colored, we're actually, guys, I mean, if you want an exciting short update, it's probably going to be done this week. That doesn't mean that you're going to get to see it this week, but we're coloring it tomorrow night. And I sent in my final note singular on the sound mix. So, and I did the titles myself. So after that, it's done. And so that's really exciting. And once we have like a colored version, I'd share a still next stream. Sorry that I'm being so, I want to make sure that like what I show is like something I'm proud of. So I'm like waiting. Is the whale in your short? He's not. No, he does not make an appearance in the short. Now that you mention it, Ari Aster is my washed pick. Ari Aster is having a crazy run right now. That is not. Oh, we want to talk about washed. There's a more interesting new director answer, but I'm not gonna say that out loud because I don't even fully agree with it. But he's nearing washed territory, and I'm not saying it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not saying that. Would you do a Blue Sky Studios film ranked? Yes, I've been asked about this before. Say it in the chat. I don't even agree with it. It's like the idea of saying it is so intriguing to me. It's not James Gunn. It's not James Gunn. I don't even think James Gunn is like he's got his shit down, man. He's actually like he's a good director in that he knows what he wants to make and he makes it. It's Luca. No, but that's a funny place to take that. It kind of is Trey Edward Schultz, but that's not what I was going to say. I'm not saying it, man. It's not Luca. It's not Luca. He came close with After the Hunt. After the Hunt was not his fault. I know that I shouldn't say it because no one's guessed it, which means that it's not even in the realm of possibilities for a lot of people, which is why I can't say it. I'm not going to say it, and we're going to drop this now. It's not. I don't even agree with it, so that's why I'm not even gonna. I don't believe it. Alex Garland's not even washed. He did a good job on 28 Years Later. He wrote a good script. Listen to Young Spinach on stream. Just that message in a sea of who. Edgar Wright is. Well, that's who we talked about earlier. He was what sparked this whole conversation. I was going to say Robert Eggers, but that's not, and then I don't agree with that. I literally don't think that. I was just like Nosferatu was not my favorite Robert Eggers film, so it would be kind of funny to say Robert Eggers is washed, but he's not washed. That is not what I was, but that's why I was like, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. You guys can't get mad at me because I said many times that I don't agree with this, but I thought it would be funny to say. Jude, thank you for becoming a member. After all that, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. That's why I was like, as soon as I thought it, I was like, well, that's just not true because I'm one of the few people that think The Northman is like one of the best movies. Like he's stepping his game up. But then Nosferatu, I was kind of like, it wasn't my favorite of his, but I also maybe like need to give it another shot. It lacked some spunk. Couldn't have said it better. That's a great way of putting it. It lacked some spunk. Barry Jenkins just took the paycheck, man. He took the paycheck. He's done too many masterpieces for us to go full washed allegations. Like, unless the next thing he does is full trash, he is in. Actually, no, I can't even say that. I was gonna say he's in Edgar Wright territory pre-Running Man, where he's got one more shot before we start putting those labels on him. But like Edgar Wright, it's not like his stuff before this was on par with like Moonlight and Beale Street and Underground Railroad. It's like, let's give Barry a pass here. Ridley Scott, truthfully, is way, like, to bring us back to reality for a second. Ridley Scott, undeniably more washed than Robert Eggers. Right? Like, we could say that. Do I like? I don't even. Yeah, no. Nosferatu clears all of Ridley's new movies, and I like the new Ridley movies, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page on that. Brian De Palma is washed. Is he even making movies anymore, man? Like, I don't even. Steve McQueen washed. Oh, after no, Steve McQueen. I don't even know. I don't know. That's different. Blitz was kind of his Last Night in Soho moment, for sure. For sure. I'm sure Steve McQueen's gonna come back with a banger, though. I'm not a Steve McQueen doubter. Clint Eastwood. Now Clint Eastwood's got. Cry Macho aside, I think he's putting out some good work. Are you gonna watch the new Predator movie? I'm not a big Pred head. I don't really care. I might see it because I like Elle Fanning, and I've heard it's okay. I've heard some people say it's great. I've heard some people say it's whatever. And so it's not like Prey, where Prey was so good that people were like, I don't care who the fuck you are, you gotta watch it. And they were right, it was a great movie. But I'm really not a big Predator guy. And on that note, let's talk about happiness. I'm not ready to talk about happiness yet, but I had to make that segue. What time is it? How long have we been live? Been live an hour and 43. I guess we could start talking about Predator and then do some Cine 2 Nerdle to end the stream. We said this was going to be a chunky stream, and we've managed to do just okay. We're going to be just fine. What is the longest break you took from movies? I think I didn't watch anything for a week when I made my short out of being simply too busy. And then I went right from the short into a family vacation, and so I was just really busy. And then this last week on the retreat, I didn't watch a lot, but... Hey, Karsten, your 5 a.m. video is one of my favorite videos of the year, and I've tried it myself. I watched Marriage Story, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Willow at 5 a.m. Those were all weird in their own way. Those are weird 5 a.m. movies, and thank you for saying that. That video gets kind of clowned on, rightfully so. The idea of waking up at 5 a.m. being a challenge is silly, but I hope like anyone who watched the video knows that that's not really what the challenge was. It was about what watching movies at 5 a.m. feels like, and like how these... Like, it's more about that. And so thank you for saying that. I had a really good time making that video. And yeah. We are going to talk about happiness. We'll talk about... Okay, let's move into happiness. I will let you know when there are spoilers, but there's not going to be spoilers off the bat here. In a rare instance of... I didn't prepare many notes for this week, partially because I was preoccupied working on my next video, but also because I didn't feel like there was much to say that I needed to like jot down. A lot of my thoughts on happiness were pretty like at the forefront of my mind. I will say, like, that said, I don't know if I have a great background on the film. as far as like production goes. I know how it was received, and we'll talk about that in a second, but today we're going to talk about Happiness, the 1998 film directed by Todd Solondz. Before we get into that, though, you all forgot, we need to talk about next week's movies. We need to put down the 4 choices so that they can be voted on before the end of the episode. Did not want to let that get away from me. Before we talk about Happiness, I think we need something lighthearted. So I am going to kindly suggest we do something a bit more lighthearted for next week. Next week. Do we have any suggestions in chat? Because we need to do Godard. I'm going to put Contempt in there. I'm going to put down Contempt. I'm also going to put in... My Cousin Vinny, I've never seen, and I've always wanted to watch that. Yes, I'm going to do My Cousin Vinny, Contempt. What's Pride? Happy Go Lucky. Is that actually lighthearted? I heard it's not. Ernst Lubitsch, dude. I've always wanted to watch his classic, To Be or Not to Be. I might put down To Be or Not to Be. I'm happy with all of these choices. Greenberg as a Noah Baumbach blind spot. I've never seen Greenberg. That's a funny list we have here. I kind of like this list. Contempt, My Cousin Vinny, To Be or Not to Be, and Greenberg. I would watch any of these for next week, yeah. Okay, we're going to go with that. Listen, to vote on this, if you're new here, we're voting on next week's movie. The options are Contempt, My Cousin Vinny, To Be or Not to Be, and Greenberg. If you want to vote, you should become a member. The voting happens over on the community page of this channel. The poll is now live. We'll see who wins by the end of the live stream. But for now, let's talk about the movie that you guys voted on, by the way. This was your vote, not mine. You guys voted on Happiness, directed by Todd Solondz, a 1998 American black comedy drama. It has quite the cast, starring Jane Addams, Elizabeth Ashley, Dylan Baker, notably, Lara Flynn Boyle, Ben Gazzara, Jared Harris, Philip Seymour Hoffman, as you probably know, Luis Lasser, John Lovitz, Cameron Manheim, Rufus Reed, and Cynthia Stevenson. How'd I do? I feel like mods should get a free membership. Just text me what you voted for, and I'll add it to the tally. Stacked cast for the 90s specifically. The film premiered at Cannes, and won a where was it? Wait a second. I thought it did. It won an award at Cannes. It was a pretty yes. It was awarded the Forpresky Prize at the 1998 Cannes Film Festival for its bold tracking of controversial contemporary themes, richly layered subtext, and remarkable fluidity of visual style. It is largely considered Todd Solondz' most popular, I don't know if I would say most accessible. I can't speak on that. I haven't seen any other Todd Solondz movies. But it's kind of like his masterpiece, a lot of people would describe it as. He also directed Welcome to the Dollhouse, Wiener Dog, and Fear, Anxiety, and Depression. The film, I don't know how to describe it. Let's see what IMDb has to say. It's an interesting one to describe. I wouldn't call it like a Magnolia thing, but it is like a many different characters intertwining with each other's lives kind of thing. IMDb describes it as the lives of several individuals intertwine, there we go, as they go about their lives in their own unique ways, engaging in acts which society as a whole might find disturbing in a desperate search for human connection. It's an understatement. Yeah, I was going off the Wikipedia a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I told you I didn't write notes for this week, so what else am I supposed to do? Yes. So I've been intimidated by this one for a long time, as it is. I never knew what it had in it, but I've always heard people describe it as a disturbing movie. It's one of those that's on like effedupmovies.com. It's kind of hard to find, and I was pretty blown away. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty outstanding. As a film about, you know, American suburban life, about you know, the systems that lead to people making horrible, evil decisions, like evil people, how they come to be, how they live amongst us. I mean, it's a really empty, vile, sad, upsetting movie. There is not a single like good thing that happens to anybody in this movie. Even like you could argue the very final thing at the end of this movie is a celebratory moment, but it doesn't feel like that. It's so fucked up for me, man. It's a fucked up movie. I really don't get how people find this or can find this film good, man. It's so creepy, in my opinion. It is creepy, and I don't mean to make light of the themes at the center of this film, which, as a warning to any viewers, have to do with like pedophilia and sexual abuse. Yeah, I don't know if I can say all the words, but yeah, there's a lot of like graphic. There isn't really graphic violence on screen, but the people in the film are doing horrible acts and describing them, and there's like conversations with children in the movie about these things, which is probably the most uncomfortable and disturbing part about this is the fact that like I don't know what the production of this was like, but the fact that like they had kids doing these scenes is just insane to me. That said, I think what is so impressive about this off the bat that I was like really surprised by was how funny I found a lot of it to be. And I think it like sets the tone immediately with this like brilliant scene of Philip Seymour Hoffman. There's the opening scene, but that one I didn't find as funny. There's a scene with Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's basically talking about how much his life sucks, how nobody listens to him, how he's so boring, how depressed he is. And then you have Dylan Baker's character who plays, spoiler alert, a pedophile, like having an inner monologue of like thinking about his day and all the things he has to pick up. And it's just like, there's this immediate like disconnect in the world of like, no one really listens to each other. Everyone's fucked up in their own way. And it's just, I think that scene just encapsulates what the film is about in a lot of ways. And that like no one in American society really understands each other or cares to understand each other. They're all just like, and because of that this is a slippery slope, but it like turns them into being the kinds of people that they are. Like it leads to like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character specifically being this really destructive, lonely, sexually repressed guy who, it kind of tracks. He to me is like the center of the film, right? And I feel like it tracks people earlier in life and how they may end up in his position, and people later in life and how they go about what he's going through in different ways. I'm not saying this very clean. Again, I did not write down notes, but I really see the film in exploring all these different perspectives as being a very thorough exploration of American I'm forgetting the word. Basically, like loneliness, I guess, is the simplest way of putting it. Talking of worst posters of all time, happiness is a pretty awful one. I just disagree, man. I just disagree. I don't like the font choices. Like I don't like the title card being this like old timey font. Like I thought that wasn't great, but like it's kind of it's like an ironic thing. I don't know. Knockoff John Waters film. See, I was gonna bring this up. I need some water. Yes, this film came out many years after John Waters was doing what he was doing. And yes, it is like very similar in that it's a satire on American suburbia and is like showing you the darkest parts of it, and is, you could argue, trying to be edgy in a way. I was gonna actually like compare it to a Serbian film in a second, and why this really works and a Serbian film really doesn't. But as far as like John Waters go, I feel like John Waters is his whole thing is he approaches it from a much campier angle, whereas this is more in line with, honestly, like what Yorgos is doing. Like, you could argue that Yorgos movies are knockoffs of this, but that's he's doing something completely different, and he's also Greek, so there's like a whole other angle to how he looks at American society. But I could see where you're coming from, but I feel like this is after something a lot more honest and straight, for lack of a better term, than what John Waters is doing. It's not Charlie Kaufman. I don't know who said that. It has, I don't know what you're talking about. It has nothing to say. It has so many things to say. You could argue a lot of Charlie Kaufman movies are dancing around like big concepts without. I like Charlie Kaufman a lot. I'm not gonna say that. But like this has so much to say about these types of people. I think it is uncomfortable to watch. This is why I was going to compare it to Gummo earlier, is because I feel like it's movies like these where you're seeing some really, John, let's not start that. You're seeing like really ugly, horrible, evil people on screen, and they make it kind of funny. Like, a lot of what they say is kind of a punchline, but it's also, I think, has a really tragic layer to it that doesn't make it come off like it's punching down the way a Serbian film does. A Serbian film feels like it's completely after just like, did that hurt? Did that feel bad? Because that's the whole point. Is like, we're trying to make you feel as bad as possible. Like, this doesn't feel like it's after the same thing. This is saying something about like these families who pretend like everything's okay, but really it's like some of the most evil shit is happening in these communities specifically. Can we talk about Kevin? Not today. Not today. And so I completely understand if like the film is too much. I'm not saying that sounds condescending. I understand if like the humor didn't work on you because it is just so horrible to watch, like, for sure. But I also would not call the film empty. I think it's a very earnest attempt at trying to understand American suburbia in a way that is a lot more upfront than what David Lynch was doing or what John Waters was doing, what Tim Burton sometimes tries to do. Like, this feels it's getting like into places you don't want to go. Yeah, I was really, I mean, I don't know how, I can't really say I've ever seen anything like it for that reason. Like, it is very funny, but I'm not gonna say it made me feel good. Is it a top Philip Seymour Hoffman performance? I would say so, but the interesting thing about Philip Seymour Hoffman here is I was kind of under the assumption he was the star of the show, and he's an important character for all the reasons I said. Like, he exists in the center of everyone here, but I would say it's yes, he's very good. I think it's more of Dylan Baker's film ultimately. He is. I don't think I'll ever see this man the same way. Like, I know I've seen him in movies before. He was in Dream Scenario recently. But like his face and his acting and his genuine, like, just the subtle ways he's like freaking out inside and in a lot of these scenes, like the way he's like going about getting that shit in the sandwich and then getting the kid to eat the sandwich is so odd and intense. And he plays this character perfectly. I mean, not only does he, I mean, he was really well cast. He looks the part. Sorry to say. But gosh, he's just incredible in this movie. He's terrifying, and really reminds me of, I mean, like, that's like what a lot of these guys look like. Without ever like going overboard. It never leans into like stereotypes, which I think is brilliant. I think a thing you could argue, something you could say this film does a bit clumsily, or you could say drifts into like dangerous territory, is I do think it tries to understand these characters, which is what I appreciate about it. Like, to get to that point, it needs to like go to some really ugly places. And you could make the case, like, we don't need to try and understand these people. Like, there's nothing to understand. They're just evil people, which, sure. But I appreciate the film's attempt to actually try and see what led to this man being the way he is, and what his life looks like outside of the acts he commits. It's like, I find it really fascinating. And I mean, you could argue, you're like, it doesn't have anything to say. Like, maybe that's like, there isn't much to the way he acts, but that's just, is that not like, it would have been weirder, I guess, if like there was like, he has reasons for why he does what he does. Thoughts on the theme song? Was there a theme song? I just thought it was like the same kind of music playing throughout. But it's like this kind of like sitcom-y American like cheeseball melodrama score that plays throughout, which obviously it's like the cherry on top of it. I mean, it's just such a great choice. It made me realize, I thought a lot about Greener Grass during this, which if you guys know is one of my favorites. But that movie, more so than anything we've talked about, like Yorgos or Tim Burton, like that really pulls from this in a lot of ways. I always thought Greener Grass was like a John Waters, David Lynch thing, but it was doing Happiness this whole time. Okay, I'm interested. I don't want to sell it like it's going to be that kind of movie, though. Like, it's still going to be bad. John, I will say, like, I'm planning, because Cookie really wants to watch it now. And so I'm going to buy the 4K, and maybe we can all watch it together next time I'm in Chicago. It's going to be a tough sell. The credit song. Oh, yeah. The credit song is fantastic. And like, that's one of those things, every time I think about what I love about this, I think about something I hated about a Serbian film, which in a similar way drops like, this line that's like one extra detail to push you over the edge, and then cuts to like some epic credit song. And that just pissed me off so much, I had to go full half star with it. Like, it was like whatever the opposite of a cherry on top. It was like the worst part of the film. Whereas this, it's like even like the drop to the credits was so tastefully done, and just for some reason just landed. It was like a little bit of like it like celebrates that final moment in a way that's really like, yeah, we should celebrate the one kind of happy thing that happens in the movie. Favorite scene, I guess. I really like when Philip Seymour Hoffman musters up the courage to go over to Lara Flynn Boyle's room, and they sit on the couch. Because that was a moment where I think it really just like I realized the film is committed to what it's doing and not giving you anything. Not to spoil, but like, it doesn't really end up going the way he wants, or the way the film like thinks it's gonna go, or the way it makes you think it's gonna go. And so I just really loved that moment, especially because I feel like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character is kind of one-noted up until that point. And yeah. Favorite plot? Uh, that's a tough one. I mean, probably Philip Seymour Hoffman, right? Um, and like the stuff with it's just it is really fucked up to describe any of this as funny. Because like it's stuff that like was funny, but then once they like reveal like what really happened, it's really fucked up. I was gonna say like the way she talked about the guy next every time that lady like visited Philip Seymour Hoffman, it was like, do you remember that guy's the penis and all this? Like the way she like drops the hints makes it feel kind of funny, but then once you know what I'm trying to say. As soon as the pieces come together, the whole thing is pretty tragic. Like nothing here is like truly pure and good. The final confrontation with Dylan Baker and his son. Yeah, so that scene is like one of the hardest things I've had to watch in a movie. It's so perfectly written. And that's, you know, it's amazing how he manages to find the most traumatizing response out of Dylan Baker in each line, and how they're just so simple and short, but like so they hit like trucks each line. And the final one he says before the scene cuts out is just like I thought it was amazing. I mean like that was just such a well written, such a horrible, evil moment that yeah, I just it feels so hard to explain why that worked so well, but I was just like it was such a well-crafted scene. And the kid, man, his performance is fantastic. I don't know his name. I don't know who he was in the cast list, but he is just incredible in this movie. It's heartbreaking. I did already talk about Two Sleepy People, yes. Jack Black was considered for Alan. Is that true? That would have been... That's so weird, because that goes against, like, everything Jack Black's career has been about. And yet this feels like such a... I think this is why... This is going to sound crazy, but, like, I think it's why, yes, it's a great Philip Seymour Hoffman performance, but I don't really, like, feel it as strongly as I usually do, is that, like, this is kind of par for the course with him. Like, he usually plays really troubled characters like this, and this is just one of the only movies that's really kind of... where the whole movie feels like that. Like, it says a lot that Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance and character just blends in, whereas usually he kind of stands out. I hate this film, and that's fair, man. I'm not trying to win you over on the film. It's not one that I completely understand. Some people just despising it and what it's about and like what it's after and its attitude. Like, I completely get it. I also think it's like a miracle of a movie that it all comes out so that like all those beats land, and it ends up coming out weirdly empathetic for how tongue-in-cheek it is, I guess. I mean, that's why I think I mentioned this earlier. That's why I compare this to Gummo. It is looking at a side of America that's there all the time, still there, that people choose to ignore or would rather just brush aside. And it finds a way to, like, not only make you laugh at it, but, like, really look at it in the face and make an honest attempt at understanding it. Whether or not it succeeds at that is up to you. It's not out to, like, solve anything, but I thought it was a really kind of... It's one of the most impressive films about this darker side of suburbia that I've seen. 5 out of 10, the worst broadcast film so far by a mile. Hey man, it's famously a very controversial and divisive film, so I can't say I'm surprised. I am shocked that the community voted for it. Like, I would like to remind everybody this was not my pick. This was chosen by the voters. And I thought it's a really interesting one. It spiced things up. We've been watching a lot of like classics that are widely agreed upon as being, historically significant in some way. That everyone can kind of get on the same page about. And so it's fun to spice things up every now and then with happiness. Yeah. You should update the list on Letterboxd. Yes, I need to do that. Yeah, this is a tough one to talk about. I hope I've done a decent job. I feel like I didn't even really scratch the surface, frankly, because I think there's a lot more to it. There's characters I didn't even really talk about. I feel like we spent a lot of time talking about Dylan Baker's character because he really leaves the strongest impression. But I feel like Jane Addams as Joy is also a really interesting character here, but I didn't really know where to start with that, to be honest. And then like Lara Flynn Boyle, who plays like this kind of mysterious, ghostly woman next door. I mean, there's just so much. The world is so lived in, and it's so rich and so funny, and yeah, it's an all-timer. I mean, it's certainly an all-timer for me. Yeah, I'll have more to say on it probably somewhere down the line. Is it a good airplane movie? Hell no, man. I mean, listen, nothing's really shown. But no, definitely not. The sequel's not as good. Oh, there is a sequel. There is like technically a sequel. You're right. Wow, dude. What's it called? Is it a good 5 a.m. movie though? No. I really don't think that I think the Life During Wartime, I think, is the sequel, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't recommend disturbing movies in the morning. What's so interesting about this is that it's been grouped into that camp. And I don't like, yes, it is disturbing, but it's just so different from a lot. Like, it's more about like the descriptions and the conversation. It's like what isn't shown on screen. That's what's so impressive about it, is it gets there without having to be so. It's still pretty respectful, ultimately. Anyway, yeah, Happiness. I gave it a 5 out of 5 because I was like, that's a masterpiece, and it's one of the greats about this specific subject. I don't think there'll ever be anything like it again. I don't think a lot of filmmakers have the balls to tackle something like this so openly. And so, yeah, man, I thought it was fantastic. I have heard that some of Todd Solondz's other films are a bit tougher to get into. Like, some of them are not as, like, if you thought this was divisive, like, this is the one that most people like. Apparently a lot of them people don't really fuck with, but I definitely want to, dive deeper because he's an interesting filmmaker. And yeah, I was really kind of captivated by this one. Okay, let's check in on the poll. Where are we at? Next week's movie. We're going lighter. We're gonna have a lighter week next week. My Cousin Vinny and Contempt are tied. I will say, if you want to know where I'm skewing, I hope Contempt wins because I kind of want to watch a Godard film. But careful with palindromes. Oh God. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll get into some Cine 2 Nerdle to end the stream. But I'll be back in just a second. Got the music, got the music. All right, Cine 2 Nerdle time. Let's start with the burgle. And let me just, there we go. Leak the Broadcast soundtrack album. It's all on Epidemic Sound. I gotta list out these song names though. I gotta credit them. When will you ever come back for another episode of Sardonicast? As soon as they invite me, man. I'd love to be back on. I had a great time on Sardonicast. Diary, Earth, Explosion, Garden, Map, Resign, Rocket, Storm, Water. I'm gonna hit him with Melancholia. Feels all right. Oh, all right. I thought that would be better. Rocket, Storm. I'm gonna say Interstellar. No, I'm gonna say The Martian because of Gardens, right? It had to be. It had to be. I mean, come on, man. It had to be The Martian. Yeah, that was a pretty easy one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, let's do the let's hit him with the critical. We never do the critical on stream. This one, if you didn't know, you're guessing the movie based on the Letterboxd review. It's really easy, in my opinion. Win, lose, no matter. We could have solved world peace if we all listened to. I don't actually know that one. 5 stars. A lot of 5s, 4.5s, 4s. Just because it's like fresh in the mind, I'm going to say Battle Royale, maybe? No. All right. Bring back movies ending immediately after the resolution with a sick freeze frame. Oh, man. Jesus. I can't even think of like any movies that do that. Thelma and Louise? Thelma and Louise, right? That they do that. Nope. Okay. Does anyone actually understand the rules of this weird ass tournament? This weird ass tournament? I mean, it's not like Hunger Games, right? Motherfucker. Blank is a childhood favorite that I watched relentlessly as a kid. Perfect 80s nostalgia and a great film. Compelling characters that are so rich and well-developed. An engaging narrative and an awesome soundtrack. The ending is so utterly charming, uplifting, spine-tingling, and it's aged magnificently. Childhood favorite. Perfect 80s nostalgia. There's a tournament. Sick freeze frame. It's not 80s. It's not Space Jam. No, it's definitely not Space Jam. 80s. Oh man. What are we talking about here? Let's just do Space. It's not Space Jam. It's not Space Jam. Let's get the next one. I too would slow dance with blank in his shower curtain costume. What the fuck is this? This is so hard. I don't know. What I love so much about Blank is that it's not just an 80s sports movie, but a genuinely emotional drama with fantastic performances from Blank and Blank, whose relationship gives this movie a level of depth that you won't find in many martial arts family movies from the time. Martial arts, Karate Kid. It was the Karate Kid. I've never seen it, so that makes sense. That makes sense. I needed that, man. I needed that. Oh my god. Damn, people fuck with the Karate Kid. I might need to watch that. Thoughts on the new Danny Brown album? I haven't listened to the whole thing. I like it. It's well produced, and he sounds really good on this kind of production. But there's something about it that's not really like popping to me. It doesn't really like leave much of an impression. Like it's doing so much. But it really, I know people have been saying this, it's such a counterpart to Old, which I liked it. I liked Old. but it's definitely not like the Danny Brown album I go back to very often, and I don't know if I'll go back to this one that often. I like it more when he's doing, like, I can't call this not experimental, but it feels safe for him. If I donate $10, will you re-listen to Jonathan by Young Lean? I mean, that's a, yeah, like, yes. I don't know about on stream. I don't know what the rules are there, but like, yeah, of course I'll re-listen to Jonathan anytime for $10. You're going to pay me $10 to listen to Young Lean? That's the easiest $10 I've ever made. Rami Malek and Ben Wishaw, Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormare, Frances McDormand and Stephen Park, Daniel Craig and Ana de Armas, Kathy Bates and Rachel McAdams, Florence Pugh and Stellan Skarsgård, Corey Stoll and Michael Sheen, Zendaya and Rebecca Ferguson, Joel and Ethan Coen, Christoph Waltz and Jeffrey Wright, Tom Hiddleston and Marion Cotillard, Ray Fiennes and Naomi Harris, Adrian Brody and Owen Wilson, Dave Bautista and Josh Brolin, John Carroll Lynch and William H. Macy, Timothy Chalamet and Léa Seydoux. Okay, Timothy Chalamet and Léa Seydoux. That's the French Dispatch. This is the French Dispatch. That's the French Dispatch. And then Ray Fiennes and Naomi Harris? No. Christoph Waltz and Jeffrey Wright? No. Oh, that is. Oh, yeah, he is in that. I completely forgot Christoph Waltz was in that. Okay. Joel Coen and Ethan Coen. Okay, Timothy Chalamet and Léa Seydoux, that's Dune. Zendaya and Rebecca Ferguson, that's Dune. Dave Bautista and Josh Brolin, that's Dune. Florence Pugh, yes. And then we have Christoph Waltz and Jeffrey Wright, no idea. Ray Fiennes and Naomi Harris. Daniel Craig and Ana de Armas. What? I have Rami Malek, I guess, and Ben. Yeah, No Time to Die. Okay. Joel and Ethan Coen is probably going to be Frances McDormand and Stephen Park, and then you switch those, and there we go. There we go. That was pretty easy. You'll just hate on it anyway. Awesome Adam, I'm not just actually saying this. I'm not saying this because you know me. I'm an honest guy. The album is growing on me. It really is. And I knew this would happen. I actually think I said this all the way back in whenever it came out. I was like every Young Lean album, it's going to take some time. And it's not there yet. There's still some songs that I don't really get down with, but like Horses is an all-timer. What's the one? Babyface Maniacs works for me. You're My Dirt or whatever it's called. That one's good. It's growing on me. I'm not a Young Lean hater. There Will Be Blood, The Lorax, Batman Returns, Trap, Twins, Pearl Harbor, Batman, The Black Dahlia, The Last of the Mohicans, The Shining, Chinatown, Matilda, The Departed, Lucky Number 11, Lincoln, My Left Foot. What are we doing here? Danny DeVito, The Lorax, Batman, Matilda. Oh, Batman Returns. And then we have The Shining, Chinatown, Batman, The Departed. And then you switch these around. And then is there like a what the fuck? What? I'm completely lost. Trap? No. Young Spinach is a Danish rapper who created the meme rap classic Subway Sexists. His mom infamously found out about his music and he temporarily retired, but he came back? What are we talking about? I have no idea. I'm completely lost on this one. I'm stuck on There Will Be Blood. Like, I don't know who else is in Matilda. I don't know who else is in the Lorax twins. Batman Returns is kind of my only thing for that. I mean, maybe Batman and Batman Returns. Lincoln. Dads? Who's the dads? Dad movies, you're saying? What's lucky number 11? I'm kind of like tossing things around until I get. We're not gonna. It's over. It's over. Playing a Terrible Father. It was Playing a Terrible Father. Damn. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that one at all. All right, let's go into battle. Let me just double check my kit. We're working with what are we working with here? Go to the movies, rush, cast, escape, block. I'm happy with that. Let's do it. Bong Joon-ho fan. Very interesting. Hello, Dolly. Okay. Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. We have Hoyt Van Hoytema. I'm going to take you right to Let the Right One In. I'm going to make us uncomfortable off the bat. Nope. Battle phase is active. It's going to be one of them days. It's going to be Good Fortune. And it's going to be Keke Palmer, Aquila and the Bee. We're off to a good start. The Matrix. The Matrix, Keanu Reeves. Is there a new Keanu Reeves that's not Good Fortune? Ballerina. We're cooking. Blonde. Is that Bono movie on here? No. Blonde. Chase Irving, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Let's go. That's crazy. Dude, having a DP as my roommate has really helped with this game. I'm more tapped into DPs than I've ever been. How long did you take before a second viewing if I'm thinking of ending things? I watched it pretty soon after, honestly. Lucas Hedges was in Sorry Baby. I'm going crazy right now, man. Yeah, I watched it maybe like a month later. I did a video on it, so that's kind of why I hopped back in. I like that movie a lot. Off memory, it's a pretty good movie. Okay, we're gonna block me. That makes sense. Bong Joon-ho fan blocking me. I'm not gonna go too deep into Bong Joon-ho here, because that's tricky territory. But I am gonna go Remember Me with a block because I know what you're gonna play, and I'm gonna get you there. You're not gonna play. You have to play Rob Pattinson, and you know exactly where I'm going. Die My Love. Oh, yep. Okay. Rob Pattinson, Third Strike. What's it called? Anselm? What? What's that movie called? That's fine. That's fine. Let's think of some David Cronenberg. Let's do The Brood. How do you feel about that? I did not see Red Letter Media's take on Shelby Oaks. What'd they think? The Shrouds counts. Howard Shore or David Cronenberg. We're gonna do Crimes of the. They have a skip, which is not good. They're probably gonna skip on this. We're gonna give it our all. Nashville. Did Howard Shore also do this? He did not. Crimes of the Future. Possessor, maybe? Let's get the fuck out of here. I was thinking of the Wim Wenders movie. You're right. I don't know why I was thinking. I thought there was something there for what's his face? No Hard Feelings. Shit. What's his face? Saturday Night. This is risky. Hit him with the block immediately. I'm trying to get to the Long Walk. They're not that behind. They're only one slot behind. I'm not doing that good. She is in the new Crimes of the Future. I played the 1970s Crimes of the Future. Oh, Long Walk, let's go. Get there before they fucking... Oh my god, that was I got lucky. Frankly, I got lucky. I think I've already played Die My Love. Oh, I never played it. Oh my god, I never played it. Oh, we're gonna do this? Well, I don't know if Keeper's even in the game yet, but I just need one more. We're good. We're just hanging out. Cujo. Who's in Cujo? I don't know anybody. I don't know any of these people. We're just gonna go, Christine. We can't. Let's just get the fuck out of there. Just one more, man. Just one more. E.T. would have worked. God damn it. 80s are kind of a huge blind spot for me, admittedly. Oh, anybody in here? Oh, fucking Roofman. Just end the game. Good game. That wasn't too bad. It's the same guy, man. No one plays this game anymore. No one plays this. It's just like a couple of us online at all times. Fright Night. Director Tom Holland? I don't think it's the one I'm thinking of. I literally... I guess that works. Hereditary. Toni Collette. Hereditary. We don't want to go. They have. Is Susie Searches in here yet? It is. Let's go. We'll do the weekly box at the end. They basically said we shouldn't support indie films just because they're indie. We should judge a film as a film on its own merits, nothing else. Did they really say that? That's kind of harsh. I mean, yeah, of course, that is incredible. That's right, yes, but that's dirty, man. They don't like Chris, isn't there like a beef there? I have no idea. Blood Simple. We're gonna go Fargo with the block. I know we'll do so I want to do the Modern Classics thing next stream. It's a bit late in the stream to start up a tier list today, but next Wednesday we'll do it for sure. This was kind of a comeback stream. We're just warming back up. Women Talking. Oh, what was she just in, man? I'm gonna hit you with Bird Box. She wasn't in that. Oh God, just get out. Fuck. Oh no. Oh guys, I wanted to share. I got my first V6 yesterday at the climbing gym. Very exciting. I told myself I would tell everybody on stream. So this is me doing that. Huge for me. Years in the making, some might say. Bad Moms. Mila Kunis. Is Wake Up Dead Man in here yet? Nope. Karsten, is everything okay? Yeah, man, it's fine. It's fine. What's it called? Friends with benefits. Can you free solo yet? I mean, every boulder is a free solo. I'm not doing ropes when I'm bouldering. So, yes. But from a safe height. In time, Justin Timberlake. We'll hit you with the social network and then maybe a block on that. Trolls World Tour. We'll send you all the way back to Trolls. What? Oh, he's in all of them. Maybe Life of Pets. There's something there. Or Walter Mitty. Why not? Should have done Steve. Oh, man. Zoolander. I love my dad. I'm just kind of aimlessly going through this. Is there someone better? Owen Wilson. Or is Phoenician Scheme up for grabs? No. I'm going to stick with I Love My Dad. Nothing wrong with that. Happy Gilmore 2. Is he in that, Owen Wilson? Someone was definitely in Happy Gilmore 2 from Zoolander. It's What's Inside. Isn't this the same director who did It's a Disaster? No, it's not. James Morsoni. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these people are. Andrew Hewitt. What did Andrew Hewitt do? I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know what to do with that. Out of the Furnace? Christian Bale? Yeah, why not? That's risky. There's got to be someone. The Pale Blue Eye. Oh, god damn it, dude. What the fuck is happening? Nuremberg? Is that... No? Fuck. The Pale Blue Eye? Howard Shore. Okay, Howard Shore. Scott Cooper. What did Scott Cooper just do? Scott Cooper just did something. Oh my god, what did he just do? Oh man, Howard Shore will go The Brood. Fuck, man. Did he do Springsteen? Oh, he did Springsteen. God damn it. That's fine. That's fine. They're going to hit me with this again. The Shrouds. I could do the same thing. He's going to skip on it. I don't know how you get out of it, though, so I don't want to do that again. I'd rather go... Howard Shore. Lord of the Rings? Dude, come on. Oh, this round's going horribly. The Toxic Avenger. Elijah Wood. I'm going to go Elf. Hit you with some Peter Dink. Where can you go from here? All of this said, I feel like I still have a good shot. Get Hard? Get Hard. Spirited was 2022. Damn, time flies. Someone had to be in Happy Gilmore 2. Nope. You think you know a guy. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go Spirited. I couldn't get there fast enough. That's okay. It doesn't really count because I just played that guy anyway, so. Karsten, this is unrelated, but what's your album of the year so far? Listen, man, we haven't even touched the Rosalia album yet this stream. We haven't even like talked about that. And that was kind of the thing of the week last week. That might be it. I have to say, it's not as like replayable as Motomami, but like who cares, right? We don't need that. But it's kind of the best album I've heard this year, probably. Let me glance at my Spotify real quick. That's really good. Yeah, like there's albums that I've listened to more and will listen to more. I like the Geese album a lot. I like the new Zaloopers. I like the new Earl, the new Alex G. Rooster, if anyone's tapped in. Alfredo 2 is pretty good. It's not Jonathan. It's not the new Danny Brown. It's probably Lux. Clips is up there too. Clips is... Oh, man, I forgot about that one. That's like a top 3, but I think Lux might clear. I haven't had like a out-of-body experience with an album the way I did with Lux. That was like a special listen. Okay, we got someone new. I actually haven't listened to Balloonerism yet. If you were told you had 1 week to live, what's the one film you'd have to watch from your watch list? You'd have to watch from your watch list. I would say... Give me a second. John Carpenter. I'll do Christine. No, I don't want to go there. They need mystery, non-horror. Good to know, actually. Good to know. I like the new Earl. I'm seeing him on this tour. I'm really excited, but Death Proof. The one that was dumb. Why'd I do that? It's a massive movie. This sounds kind of dumb, but like maybe Shortcuts. It's like largely considered one of Altman's best. It's one that's been... I would feel bummed if I died without having seen it, considering my love for Nashville and for him and those kinds of movies. And so, yeah, that's... That was close. I was trying to think of Mark Ruffalo movies. I'm going through every Altman movie, almost done with his 70s stuff. Have you seen Brewster McCloud? How is it? I'm on the edge of Brewster McCloud, trying to see if I should dive all the way in. We need to cut that off right now. You still wouldn't watch Better Call Saul? That's not in my film watch list. You're playing with the rules of your own question here. The Tender Bar. What the fuck is that? Ty Sheridan. Okay. Horizon. That's all we got. Oh, he's not involved in that? Oh, what the fuck has he done? Sicario? Who is Ty Sheridan? I'm thinking of a different guy. Escape. I was thinking of a different guy. Who's Ty Sheridan? I was thinking of the fucking Yellowstone guy. Is that not him? Am I wrong? Welcome to Marwin. Welcome to fucking here. Well, yeah, here's our best bet. Yeah, that guy. Ready Player One, Card Counter, Angels and Demons. What the fuck? Angels and Demons. Tom Hanks. Let's take you to big. I'm going to lose this round. I'm going to lose this round. Brewster McCloud is messy, but it's fun. Okay, good to know. What do you think of Popeye? Just to get a read on who you are as a person. Anyone who can get down with Popeye. Oh, you thought I didn't know? You thought I didn't know Dog Man, motherfucker? Tyrell. Let me take you to... I should have led with Heaven Knows What. He's got to have something more than that. Still haven't seen it yet. Okay. You got a lot to look forward to with that one. Is that even 70s? Is that technically 80s? I forget. That would make sense that you haven't gotten to it. The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine. You guys hear about Benny Safdie? He's baby Bowser. It's pretty sick. Smashing Machine, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We're going to hit you with Rampage. Popeye is 1980. Okay. Nashville or The Long Goodbye? Probably Nashville. They're both great. Benny Safdie, a sellout for real? Come on. If Illumination came to you and said, do you want to be Baby Bowser? You're telling me you wouldn't take it. I'd do it for free. I'd love the opportunity to do that. Just being honest with you. He's not in this one, is he? No. He didn't shoot this, right? No. Is this him? Oh, that was a and that's a block again. Karsten, listen to my album. Feel free to send it. Feel free to send it. I would be Baby Bowser so fast. Oh, fuck. Olivia Colman. Someone's got to be in this as well. No. Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh. Bada bing. I mean, they're definitely going to get a mystery off of this. You watched The Mastermind? What'd you think? I can't play one battle. This guy's gonna, I'm gonna escape. I have to play very carefully all of a sudden. I'm probably gonna lose. There's no way I don't lose. Emma. Oh, what? How? Isn't that... I'm thinking of the wrong person. Let's go 40s. Mastermind grew on me a lot after I watched it. That's what we like to hear. You watched it at the BFI on 2 hours of sleep, and it was also my first Kelly Reichardt, so you know. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. For sure. I'm putting the pieces together on that one. Okay. Stay away from Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like this is a safe place. Favorite Ghibli movie? Princess Mononoke. Benny Safdie blowing up the way he is right now is crazy. I still think of him as the brother from Good Time. Yeah, man. He really has quite the acting career. I mean, he's got a good face for it, you know? Ang Lee. Sometimes you just need an interesting face. I've realized that watching fucking... Oh, shit. I want to go 28 years, but obviously there's a lot he can do with that. Let's just see. Let's just see what he can do. Let's just see what he can do with this. That could be it for me. That's probably it for me. Okay, we're still alive. We're still alive. Okay, Tenet. I'm going to go Die My Love. Is this it for me? What's Rob Pattinson done in the mystery space? Oh, what? High Life a mystery? Dude, I would have had it if I just locked in a little bit earlier. I was kind of locking in at the end there. Okay. Let's go again. I forgot how fun Cine 2 Nerdle is. It's a good time. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, High Life is not a mystery. I don't know. That's a huge stretch. And if that didn't count, I could have run with that, man. I could have gone deeper into Claire Denis. He would have gotten lost. It would have been great. Okay, Knives Out. Let's stay in. Let's go Ghosted. We can do something with this. They need science fiction. Non-MCU. I think this is good. I think this is okay. I mean, I think Ana de Armas, they could have gone Blade Runner. I don't know why they did this. I'm going to go Happy Gilmore 2 instead of Phoenician Scheme. Didn't work. We're going to go Phoenician Scheme. This person is probably not very good. That's what I'm picking up on. We might have. We need a win. We need to get back on the board. Because this is getting humiliating. Is Bo truly afraid? Bo is terrified. Bo's freaking out. For 3 hours. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Was there even a new MCU movie this year? I don't... Oh, Friendship, though. We'll hit him with Friendship. That works. Thunderbolts. Right. Which I liked. Kind of liked Thunderbolts. The Martian. Matt Damon new movie. Is anyone in the account too from this? No. Donald Glover. Ridley Scott. No. Ridley Scott. Let's hit you with Alien Romulus. Oh no. Let's hit you with Stillwater. Fuck it, man. Are you an extreme anti-MCU person? I'm not extreme about it. Like, I'm open-minded, but I may have had a different... I've... Like, Thunderbolts, like, I went in with a kind of negative mindset and then was, like, pleasantly surprised, so... I'm gonna, like, get nasty with it and go the Swimmer. I didn't mean to get that nasty this early on, but what do you know about the Swimmer? What do I know about the Swimmer? I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. Burt Lancaster or Joan Rivers. Was she in the Alvin and the Chipmunks? She was in one of these. That was John Waters. Burt Lancaster. Sidney Lumet. Technically uncredited. Whatever. Couldn't get out of my own slop. You should absolutely watch The Swimmer. Quick question. Have you seen any Yugo-Serbian movies? They got some gems for real. No. Well, I've seen a Serbian film. And a lot of people in my comments literally said that I should branch out and actually watch some Serbian cinema, because like there's some good shit coming out of there. So I have not, besides a Serbian film that I know of. Maybe I've seen some stuff that I'm not aware of, but Madam Web, is Christy up? It is. Let's go. We're wiping the floor with this guy. Did you hate Superman because you're a Snyder head? No, man. That's the whole thing, is that I didn't even know anything about that. Yeah, come on, it comes out today, dog. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll go Hitman. Yeah, I never watched any of the Snyder movies, which is maybe why I didn't appreciate Superman the way a lot of people did. But it's also, I'm just letting you know that played not at all into my expectations. Twisters. House of Dynamite. Anthony Ramos. Who's pretty good in House of Dynamite, I gotta say. Thoughts on Christie bombing is one of the worst releases of all time. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, Sydney Sweeney, she's in such a weird position. Because, like, one second. Oscar Isaac. Frankenstein. Let's go. What the fuck is this poster? Like, I don't think Sydney Sweeney has the kind of pull. I feel bad. Like, she doesn't, if she wants to, like, I don't think she has the pull for, like, getting people to indies, you know? Adam Driver? Oh, who else is in this? Oh, Bill Hader's uncredited in both films? Mark Hamill, The Long Walk. Yeah, first of all, she's very weird. Like, the way she handled that jeans thing was horrendous. But also, she, like, yeah, I don't think, like, people really, like, care about her to want to, like, go out and support her in, like, an independent film. And, like, that film is also, like, I heard the reviews were, like, fine. Nothing great. It's just like a mismatch of audiences, and like it didn't really like translate into people wanting to go see. Like, I realized this when I went to see Immaculate, and I did a video on it because I was like, well, it's a horror movie, it's Sydney Sweeney, like it's gonna do really well, and then it didn't really do that well, and I was like, I don't think Sydney Sweeney has pull like that. Like, I really don't think she does. Cloverfield, Matt Reeves, T.J. Miller, Lizzie Kaplan, Matt Reeves. I'm going to go Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Americana only made $500,000 on a $9 million budget. Sydney Sweeney's had a few flops this year. Damn, that's crazy. Dude, I even like thought about it with Americana. I was like, should I go see this? Like, is this going to be like a thing? Should I cover this? And then it came and went before I even had time to figure that out. I was like, wait, what the fuck happened? Okay, they need horror. Okay, I'm going to go Toxic. We're still in the battle phase or setup phase. Howard Shore. No, why would I go The Brood? Why would I ever go The Brood? Let's stay in Lord of the Rings, I guess. What am I doing, dude? Block that. People are saying it hasn't been marketed at all, but here in the UK, it's been relentless. I've seen it like 300 times against my will. Christy, you're saying? Yeah, because I personally, at least in the States, I haven't seen a single commercial poster. Even in LA, like, I haven't seen like any. I saw a Die My Love billboard the other day, and I was like, wow. It's not the kind of movie you expect something for that. Okay, I shouldn't have. I think this person's not as good anticipated them being. Jurassic World. Jeff Goldblum's in that. Is he also in? Is someone in Phoenician Sky? No, I can't do anything. I'll go Asteroid City. Hey! Chris Pratt. I'm gonna stay in Jurassic World, and maybe they don't realize, and I can bounce back with that point. You saw an ad for Christie before you saw Begonia. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't even like seen a poster for it, or I mean a trailer. Sorry, like I haven't seen it in theaters at all. Passengers, you fell right into my trap, kind of, even though that wasn't intentional. Thoughts on punk music? I don't listen to it that often. What counts as punk music is pretty open these days too. High Life Mia Goth Frankenstein. Dude, now that all the movies that I saw at like the festivals are out, I can run wild with this wing condition. It's kind of crazy. Most promising new filmmaker? Like brand new. Pearl, Mia Goth, Infinity Pool. What do you know about that? Most promising new filmmaker. Probably Charlotte Wells, right? Will be interesting to see how that Blondie film turns out. I'm gonna go off of like only one feature down, kind of thing. Charlotte Wells, if we're talking about actors, Harris Dickinson, I think has a lot of promise. Ramel Ross has only made one narrative feature. He's clearly a visionary right out the gates. Natural Born Killers. That's a Trent Reznor score, as I just learned on the Criterion. What? Is it not? Maybe I'm wrong. Woody Harrelson. Julio Torres, of course. David Johnson's he's an actor. Ava Victor, absolutely. I could have linked from what? Natural Born Killers, you're saying? Or Pearl? Oh, because David Cornsweet's in Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah. Force Majeure, we're doing that. That was a bit long to just end up at Force Majeure, I'm not going to lie, but we're not going to think about that too much. We're going to go The Square. I'm going to hit you with a little bit of a time. Oh, yeah. I mean, David Johnson is one of the most promising actors for sure. That might have been a Googling Gary, I'm not going to lie. But we got the win. Andrew DeYoung with Friendship, really good directorial debut. Absolutely. And also like his work on The Chair Company is really great. It's like a step up from what he was doing on Friendship. If you want some Rex, Balkan Cabaret, Rain, Balkan Spy, Maritime. Okay, these are great. Thank you. I'm going to take a picture. Actually, let me, 1 second. What are we doing with these Gremlins movies, man? That was just shitty. Thank you for the Rex. Soul, sorry I keep missing your messages. I will in a second. What time oh my god, it's at 3 hours? Okay, we gotta wrap things up. Soul, I'll do one round after this. Open it wide up. Mystery, I'm gonna block that. Chair Company is really good, yes. Expectations for Keeper, I think it's gonna be scary. I think it'll be gross. I'm kind of excited. I'm a little like, I don't really know what to expect. The fact that they're not really doing critic screenings is kind of interesting, but How is the chair company? I want to check it out. It's so worth checking out. It's really good. It's honestly maybe my favorite thing Tim Robinson's done so far. What's that movie? Oh my god, what was she just in? Whatever, man. We'll just do Bullet Train. The one with fucking Pablo Larraín. What's your favorite episode of The Chair Company so far? I really, obviously 5 is pretty special. Brad Pitt. Been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for a moment to pull out 7 Years in Tibet. Oh, it feels good. Well, now they'll get it. Yeah, probably episode 5 or 2. Amelia Perez, Escape. We're gonna do Spring Breakers. We're gonna throw you all the way down there. I don't know if there's a mystery you can get to from here. Could have done F1. Off of what? What are you talking about? Oh, instead of 7 Years in Tibet? That's okay. I got them to use an Escape. Princess Protection Program. Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie. Welcome to Hell. Maria, right. Will you watch a movie after stream? I'm going to see Train Dreams tonight, actually. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. Damn, dude. I got a lot of things to do today. I gotta wrap this up. Miley Cyrus. We're going to hit you with Mulholland Drive. Oh, man. Hit that one with a heart. The Hannah Montana to Mulholland Drive connection. It's an all-timer. When are you seeing Wicked? Next week. I'm going to rewatch the first one, I'll admit. What's your day in the life? It depends. I don't have like a clear structure given what I do. But today I woke up. I got a lot of editing done. Oh, dude, how could you not get out of Mulholland Drive? Okay, Soul Maxwell, we'll do a quick one. I invited you. You challenged me. Okay, I think we're good. I did not watch the new Black Mirror. I still need to. Okay, The Evil Dead. Yeah, my new video is a it's a bit of a return to like it's an old school video essay kind of vibe, and I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. I really like it, and I'm putting a lot of effort into the edit, which I haven't done in a while, and it feels really good. Let's get this one out of the way. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. There's been some cool stuff that I've done in the edit that I'm yeah. So anyways, I've been really busy with that. I'll probably put it out this weekend if it's done. It's all good, man. I'm gonna throw you into Basquiat. You also have Go to the Movies. Okay, I gotta start thinking. I'm gonna hit you with Hell of a Summer. We're gonna do a race Go to the Movies here. Yeah, you thought I was gonna go Phoenician Scheme. It's not gonna work like that. It's not gonna work like that. Thelma. Fred Hetchinger. I'm gonna go Nickel Boys. Why the hell not? I don't think that's a problem. They blocked me. I couldn't do Eleanor the Great. Gladiator 2. Welcome to Highest to Lowest. I'm going to block you because I think I know what you're going to do. Yep. I know you too well, Soul Maxwell. I know how your mind works. Do the right thing. Interesting. It's very interesting. We're going to hit you with Moonstruck. Oh, you knew the Surfer. I was like, deep in my head, I was like, maybe this guy doesn't know the Surfer. That sucks. We'll go Pig. We'll go Pig. Why not? I don't think that's a problem. I don't like being in a Nick Cage Third Strike. Oh, you kind of let me off the hook there. Okay, dream scenario. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with Happiness. Oh man, what better time to pull out Happiness? The Master. Okay, fair enough. The Master. I'm gonna go Hillbilly Elegy. The Woman in the Window. I'm gonna go Pride and Prejudice. I don't think I need to block. Pride and Prejudice. I'm gonna go Emma with a block. Emma. Is that Gwyneth Paltrow? I don't know about this. Did you have a spooky Halloween, Karsten? I spent my Halloween watching the Dodgers win. It was far from spooky. It was beautiful. Toy Story 5 thoughts? I haven't watched the teaser yet. I'll probably end up enjoying it. Just being honest. Judi Dench. Home on the Range. Is there a Home on the Range 2? Judi Dench. Don't make me do this. Get blocked. Don't even think about it. Watching Tron Air soon? Yeah, I need to make time for it. My priorities right now are Running Man. I might see Nuremberg, to be honest. Mr. Holmes. Ian McKellen. I mean... We're both out of blocks. Black Bag. Interesting. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I'll do Presents. That's a point on the board for both of us. Magic Mike. Oh, yeah. Now we're running. Step Up 2. Oh, get hit with Dog, dude. Try and get out of Dog. That's not going to be an escape. Yep. I'm going to hit you with Bird Box. I have a whole plan here. Do your worst. Yep. Well, welcome to After the Hunt. Knew exactly what you were going to do there. I knew exactly how that was going to go down. What's next? I haven't seen Roofman, actually. There's so many billboards for it, though. Lurker. Let's go, man. Let's go. Oh, I'm cooking. Sicario. Sicario. Let's take you back. Polytechnique. Oh, yes. Maelstrom. GG's. That's why you do the Denis Villeneuve ranked video. For this reason alone. Good game. That was a good time, actually. Always a pleasure, Sol Maxwell. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna do the weekly boxed. If you're new here, every stream we do a weekly boxed. I pull up someone's Letterboxd account, and we roast it, aka we cover it. Wait, this is the wrong. 1 second. Give me 1 second. This is a name that I recognize. This person's pretty active in the community, and so I'm happy for them. This week is LSK Film. This name is always in the Discord and always on in the chat. So very exciting. Let me pull it up right now. LSK Film. Pizza enthusiast with a watermelon and a banana in the profile picture. Too much going on. There's too much going on here. Pick a food and commit. We have Persona, Killing of a Sacred Deer, All That Jazz, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. All great films. I think all of these are 5s for me, if not 4.5s. What did I give The Discreet? 4 stars, okay. Solid films. These are kind of the movies that you buy from Criterion to make it look like, they look nice on a bookshelf, right? That's like 90% of why you buy these. It's not because you genuinely enjoy these. It's because they look really fancy and prestigious. But they are very good. 3.5 for Frankenstein, 4.5 for Black Girl, 3 for Crash. That's too low. We got to get those numbers up. I like the look of your graph here. Very positive. I always like to see someone that's actually enjoying movies. The 2025 rank is crazy. Begonia, all love to Yorgos, is not better than One Battle After Another. But everything else, this is kind of exactly how my layout is. I don't think I have Friendship that high. But Opus is also maybe my worst of the year. So we are very similar, LSK Film. We have very similar tastes. It's like looking in a mirror right now. You fuck with the bees, you fuck with all of us. Isn't that the truth? I still gotta catch Phantom of the Paradise. Let's look at your all-time favorites. I mean, yeah, man, this is someone who is consuming film content on YouTube. That is what I'm getting from this. That's a cool ass Kinds of Kindness poster. I can't get mad at this. I like pretty much all of these movies. I've seen almost all these movies. I have not seen I don't know how to pronounce it. But good taste all around. Good taste. I can't really disagree with much of this. I'll be honest with you. Let's look. Watch list added 2 sleepy people. Look at that. Were you in stream today? Were you in the stream? Because that's great to see. That's great to see. Let's look at your least favorites. Our favorite thing to do here. Beekeeper. That's crazy, man. I haven't even seen it, but I didn't know if it was that bad. And also Beverly Hills Cop. This movie, I think my friend worked on this. So he said it was the most expensive thing he's ever worked on. What Instagram Reels does to a person, that's true. David Lynch's Moonlight. I don't know what that means, but I think I know what it means. I'm almost there with that. This is a good profile, man. Love the work, love the taste. I got very few bad things to say about this. Yeah. Thanks for joining the Discord, LSK Film. If you would like to be included on the next weekly boxed, consider joining the Discord. It's a great way to get included. There's instructions on how to get your name in the draw over there. What else? Let's check in on the poll. Before we leave. We are sitting at who will be the next movie. Dude, the day has come. It's going to be Contempt. We're talking Godard. Next week. Contempt. This is the 1963 Jacques-Luc Godard film. It is available on the Criterion Channel and on Tubi. I've never seen it, but it's going to be nice to watch some French New Wave on the stream, or for the stream. So that's that. And what else? I have a new video coming out this weekend, hopefully, if it's done. It's all about actors who direct, directors who were formerly actors. It's a video essay, and I'm very happy with how it's turning out. I'm very proud of some of the edits. So anyway, that's next week. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I think that's going to do for me. I'm going to go see Train Dreams tonight. And yeah, if you aren't a member, by the way, consider becoming a member. It's a great way to support the channel. We'll have a member exclusive video coming out sometime this week before the weekend. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. It's good to be back. Oh, and actually, let me leave you with this. If you're in a city that is playing this movie, Two Sleepy People, visit twosleepymovie.com to check out showtimes and if it's available in your city. I cannot recommend checking it out enough. It's a really cool experiment, really cool movie, and it would be supporting true independent cinema. So make sure to check it out. Okay, I love you guys.